What is up, YouTube, my Cowboys family, bringing you guys the latest update on the Dallas Cowboys. Give us just a second while we check our audio here. We'll be right with you guys in just a second.
What's up, everyone?
Definitely not quite the Cowboys Merry Christmas
That
we were
we
hoping
wanted,
for, guys, but we had a wonderful Christmas with our families.
Yes.
Kids loved all their presents. Everyone had a good time, and we all loved our presents too.
Yes.
And
one of them I'm wearing.
What is up, YouTube, my Cowboys family? All right, sounds like I'm
it.
good.
But that was from my daughter, Little J, wearing it with pride today.
Wait.
Even though I'm still representing the Cowboys as always.
Not quite the Cowboys Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
mine's a little bit echoey.
Oh, let us know if it's a big deal, guys. Asadla, Lani, what's up, man? Barry B. Fire Jason Garrett, I love it. And again, I'm not just saying it to get attention or to...
No,
we really
believe
believe
that.
that.
Go back to some of our older videos. You can hear us say it, but we wanted Jason Garrett gone for quite a while.
Yeah. So, Kevin Bowers, Merry Christmas. Thank you. Special one of these to everybody.
Blonsky, Emmanuel, Kevin, Barry B, Asalalani, all you guys, thank you so much for joining us. And Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for being here.
Even though these Cowboys kind of...
Dallas Cowboy forever champion. Yeah, we're pretty upset too. We tried not to think about it until after all the Christmas family festivities were over with, but
which is like
it does linger. And honestly, we've spent so much time, just tonight trying to really decipher like how we ended up here in the first place, guys. Out of the playoffs when we thought the season was going to be something so different.
Right there, Dallas Cowboys forever champion says I'm still pissed, and I like baby, you know how. First and foremost, and I hope you guys do understand something that's pretty obvious on this channel. This is not an act. Yeah. We are pissed. We are probably what you guys are feeling right now because we are feeling the same thing. It puts a damper on the whole holiday spirit. Even though we did we get through it. We were with our families and we were very just grateful and lucky to have our loved ones around us right now and. Things are good. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and much love. Let's
jump right to it, guys. I want to catch up here first with some of your comments. Gary Stokes, Brandon Sniper, thanks for joining us. Gary Stokes said Jerry Jones got to go. Garrett is not the problem. Asad Lalani said spread.
Well, I got to answer that first, but definitely I'm going to answer it just real quick. I don't want to go into a long thing. What did he say about Jerry Jones? Got to go.
Jerry Jones has to go. Garrett's
okay, so again, Gary Stokes. I agree, but there's nothing that really anyone can do about that except for Jerry Jones.
Short of him dying,
or selling the team,
choosing to sell the
team,
or
relinquish it to his son. That's the only way those things would ever change, and that's not going to happen as long as he's breathing. And again, I'm not saying anything bad about him.
As long as he is able to be
that's a fact we have to accept.
The owner of the Cowboys, he is going to be the owner of the Cowboys until his last.
And
breath.
if that's what ends up being, another 20 years of this, then it's going to be 20 years of probably mediocre play.
I mean, Jerry Jones has a lot of money to extend his life.
Yeah, no, and
I'm just being real.
And again,
he has
good for
access
him.
To,
good for him to do that.
The best of the best to be able to.
And that's good
be
for him.
The owner of the
I'm
Dallas
glad
Cowboys
he can do that.
He possibly can.
I'm glad he
Maybe
can.
a few too many a few too many losses will.
I just
too much.
I don't know
about you guys, but I feel like every time I watch them, I'm gonna have a heart attack.
You guys want to make a difference out there as far as Jerry Jones is concerned? Then let's stop buying. Keep your Cowboy stuff. Represent Cowboys forever, but don't buy new stuff yet. Hold off. And if everybody in generally does that for the most part, I know not everybody will, but if it goes down a little bit, maybe that's the only way you're gonna ever. If there's any change possible, that would be the only way.
I agree.
That's it. That's the only way. And if that doesn't work, then there's nothing you can do.
Exactly. So, and short of that, since that isn't an option, then we have to focus on the things that are, which is Jason Garrett. So someone's saying that, you guys, one of the foundational pillars of our channel has been that we want Jason Garrett out of the Cowboys team. Like, we want him out of the organization.
Watch the first videos that we put out, the first week of videos.
Yeah.
They all say, get Garrett out. We don't want him there, but we know he's not going to leave anytime soon because of Jerry Jones.
As far as, spread the word, we've been spreading the word since, the moment we've been on YouTube. We don't want Jason Garrett on the staff. And at this point, we're starting to doubt that Linehan should be on the staff as well.
No, wait. First and foremost, even before Garrett goes, Linehan has to go.
Yeah,
because he's the one that's making the play calls. And guys, the filter.
Garrett is approving them, but Linehan, Jason Garrett isn't approving every single call.
Well, he's green lighting. And this is what I'm assuming, but he knows Linehan's game plan. He says it's a go. He might make some adjustments. He might occasionally say this or that. But for the most part, he hasn't said, or it would have happened, run the ball more. Unless he's saying, Linehan's trying to run the ball more, and he's saying, no, pass more. I don't see that happening either. Yeah. I don't see Garrett saying that either. So I see him just approving, greenlighting, and not wanting to challenge Linehan's expertise in the offensive coordinating department. Even when he sees our stats, in the first quarter yesterday against, a very decent Seattle Seahawks team, in the sense of that even with the injuries, they still have a lot of great players out there, and they're playing hard. And you got to give them credit too. That defense played great for the Seahawks, and their offense just did enough. We gave them a lot of that. But it comes down to, to Jason Garrett. He's the one running the ship. He's the one that should be responsible in the end.
He is the captain of the ship. And at the end of the day, the captain is their leader,
and
he's the one that is the most responsible.
And if he greenlights Linehan, which needs to go immediately, after the season's over, one more game, which is just an exhibition, which will be there cheering and hoping for the best to all the players and no injuries, and maybe Cooper Rush and some other guys. We'll see. I want Zeke out there running it hard and against the Eagles, But and I'm not saying Cooper Rush because Dak's bad. I'm all in on Dak
I just don't
for
want
at
him
least
hurt.
one more season. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I don't want him going out there and doing anything bad. Just chalk it up. He had a bad year. Sophomore slump, definitely. Him and Anthony Brown.
To give us a Jason Garrett clap in the chat. So.
Oh, and guys, by the way, leaderboard above, guys, Slim Shady. not maybe he's Eminem, I don't know, but Slim Shady has the #1 seed with his donation. Thank you so much, Slim. Yeah. Ghosts, all those numbers. Thank you, bro.
4, 2, 4,
Thank
6.
you. Yes, and Dan R.
Yeah, that's right.
We're not sure if that's Dano or not. Anyways, if you're on here, let us know which name you want us to put.
You pledged on Patreon, so thank you so much for doing that. We just don't know if you're comfortable having your last name out on the stream, so we don't want to share it.
The other two guys,
you know who you are, Dan R. Thank you so much for that. Make sure to shoot us, either a quick message here in the chat or just let us know, what you want us to call you. Yeah.
Now, as far as other coaches right now.
Kevin Bowers is saying, think about how many of yesterday's problems would not have happened if they ran the ball more. Merry Christmas to all of you guys out there. For sure, guys. Enjoy your holidays. Dallas Cowboy Forever Champion said, get rid of Wade Wilson and bring in Tony Romo. But, guys, that's assuming that Tony Romo even wants to be a coach. And we're all assuming he wants to be a coach. He went very happily, it seems like, to his broadcasting career in the sense of he settled right in and he's getting so many accolades and he's doing so well.
I think he'll get the itch eventually. That's my prediction, I guess, one day. But I think he's got 5-10 years before.
I think he left the game with an itch to play, and I think that if he's ever going to do it, it's going to happen sooner rather than later. I don't see him doing it later on because I just see him as the type of man who will get comfortable with his family and his life and broadcasting, and I don't know.
No. We'll see. I think all these players get that itch, So let's go through some info.
So let me see. Barry B, don't worry, we won't be going to any Cowboy games anytime soon. Weapon X88 said Sheagles have one and done written all over them. Guys, we told them not to get too excited. We didn't want to, we weren't, even last year, we saw us week 10, week 12, okay, let's not get too excited. Obviously, we shouldn't have gotten too excited. So all we're saying to the Eagle fans is just, take it easy. Let's take it one game at a time. And again, we all get ahead of ourselves sometimes.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree. Jose, what's up?
Anyway, Zero God Loading, thanks for joining us. Fire Garrett, thanks for joining us. The curse of Jimmy Johnson firing.
I see. Is that Jose? Jay?
Gary Stokes said
Weapon
that.
X88, what's up, man? I don't know if you talk to some of these guys. Barry B,
we have three 8-8. We have 3 8-8 seasons under Garrett, and a 4th might be coming. But remember, he's not the problem.
I wouldn't
He's not the problem. He's not the problem. I'm going to say something a little bit interesting before we hop right to what you want to say, baby. Just because.
Yeah, baby.
Just know on Twitter, Antonio Cromartie actually replied to a Cowboys reporter who was saying something about, I'm sick of people blaming the coaches. And he said, it's you can't always blame the coaches. You expect 5-star players to execute the plays or something like that. And that kind of upset me a little bit because, again, I agree. You do expect 5-star players. You expect every player. I don't care what level you're at. You're on that field. You expect every player to execute every play. But you're saying there's absolutely no blame at all on the play calling when you are 1 yard, 2 yards away from the goal line against a team that sucks at stopping teams at the goal line, a team that's known for being bad at this, when you have the #1 running back.
I mean, there's no excuse for that.
And that's it, guys. Explain to me that one thing, because that, I think, is what really cements to me that just encapsulates the problem of the Cowboys season in one
fatal swoop.
Yeah, I mean, that's it.
I mean, so I don't dispute that.
It upsets me to say it. And guys, we've seen the ups and downs. You guys have been with us this entire season. I mean, just the utter disappointment that we're feeling right now can't be stated enough. And anger, too, because, again, if it was something we couldn't fix or do anything about, like Jerry Jones, you start feeling less anger and you just start accepting it. Yeah. Okay. No. But we're angry about this because we know it can be fixed.
Now, when you're talking about Antonio Cromartie, he also had another tweet with this media, Dallas local media guy, who I actually like most of the time. His name is Brian Brodus, and most of you guys probably know him. And he's pretty good usually. He's on the spot, but when things are going bad, he's really not blamed. Him and David Hellman and Eatman and Eagleton and all the Repete, all these people do not. In Dallas Cowboys, the star, it's just one-sided. It's no hard-hitting questions. It's all softballs and take the blame off the coaches. Yeah,
they're willing to criticize the players and judge them pretty accurately, but they seem extremely unable to judge their own strength and conditioning, their own coaching staff, so, the whole team around these
and I will say they do bring up the strength and conditioning thing, but they don't really ever go after their coach. They bring
it up, but again, that's the point. They bring it up and then they let it go right away. So, maybe strength and conditioning.
Antonio Cromartie, as you guys know, cornerback, safety. He said you need to get Norv Turner as your OC, your offensive coordinator.
So Linehan's out.
He's been. Well, we know Linehan's out, guys. But then he's been known to make quarterbacks great, which he was Troy Aikman's. And again, I will side, even though I disagree with his other comment, I agree with that comment by Cromartie. Brodus's comment to that, which again, when he's analyzing things non-biasedly, he's on the spot.
Yeah.
He says, I wouldn't be surprised if that name is not mentioned by someone this offseason. Yeah, so I think as an offense, well, he's the one that was the offensive coordinator when Jimmy Johnson was head coach. He's the one that made Troy Aikman when he helped him progress. He's helped other quarterbacks progress in other situations. As a head coach, he's failed. But as an offensive coordinator, he succeeded. So
you know what? You guys want to start a movement? Let's make the Cowboys great again. There you go, guys.
There you go. We can all get behind that.
I want to get back to that.
So let me just see here. I'm running around here.
Yeah, well, let's catch up with a few comments very quickly, just because I want to hear what you guys have to say. After a few of our thoughts, real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me see. When does the new schedule for next year come out? I'm not sure, but we do have a possible predicted schedule. I see a few of you guys already commenting.
Let's get into that.
Yeah, so let me see. We should draft Calvin Ridley, said Fire Garrett. Desmond Morris, thanks for joining us. K. Baptista, what's up? He said, why isn't Dak mentioned up there in headline and question? We're going to question him. Don't worry. We just started. We're just again, we're going to start off with our most upsetting parts, because at the end of the day, part of the blame is on Dak, but we still feel like a lot of the blame is on the same problems we had for so long.
14 points out of the 21 came from Des Bryant.
Yeah.
7 came from Dak. I mean, that's just directly or indirectly. That's what happened. Yeah. That's the facts of the story.
And altogether, it ties into the whole lack of Dak-Des connection.
Right.
All of it.
Right. But it roots. But the foundational problem is the head coaching and the offensive coordinator. Let's be fair with Garrett.
It's off the clapper.
It's the offensive coordinator is where it starts with. So Scott Linehan, we know he's going to be fired. Yeah. So that's at least one step in the right direction. But then you have to look at, Garrett's still going to be running the ship, and he's the rah-rah kind of fake coach. And listen, I do think that maybe, with the right staff, he might be able to be okay, and get the team through with the abilities we have on the field, with the abilities of Zeke and Dak when he's in the right system.
Yeah. Well, Fire Garrett makes a good comment that ties into what you're saying. He said, and what I've been kind of saying before too, Fire Garrett, he said, we can't scrutinize Dak after a good season and a bad season.
Right.
He needs more time. Rookies get 4-year contracts for a reason. And that's why I said that all those people trying to jump ship, that's why I said, let's hold off and see what happens next year. Because if next year he's doing like this or worse, now we have and again, with improved staff or other changes, things that, better or worse, then we can start saying, all right, the problem isn't maybe the receivers or something else. It's starting to be Dak.
Right.
But there's still a lot of time left for that.
Correct. So let me go ahead. No, go ahead. I was going to go right into the schedule question.
Oh, no, go ahead.
The Cowboys 2018 opponents are going to look like this, more or less, guys. And again, it could still alter in this last week depending on placements. And
wait, real quick, Dallas Girl, thank you so much
What's up?
For joining us here. Merry Christmas. We just saw your channel today for the first time. Really loved it. Guys, if you haven't already, make sure to check out Dallas Girl's channel.
I don't see her. Is she there? Oh, there she is.
There
is that
she
her?
is. So.
It's the same one that we saw?
I think so. So, no. Okay, Dallas Cowboy football news where you can't. Okay, Dak clearly threw an interception and made a horrible read. And there's also another time where later on he made a bad read. That's not even a bad play. That's just Dak making a bad read, making a mistake. Like, when he messes up, you got to call him on that too. If not, he'll never improve. I guess not that he's listening, but if you are, Dak, you know what to do. Let me see. I'm Santa Claus. Merry Christmas. Stronger King 23. Thanks for joining us.
Every time someone says it, I'm gonna
Highlight. Thanks for joining us. No, Cowboys are out of the playoffs completely. Sports Highlight. Prince is my pit bull. Thanks for joining us.
Let me ease into this again. With the 2018 roster, this is what it's going to pretty much look like. At home next year, 8 games at home. It's going to be, of course, the Giants, Philadelphia, and Washington. Those 3 every time. Of course, we play them on the road as well. So let's just go with the first 3 home games. We don't know the order, of course, but that's announced when? Like sometime in April, is it? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Around the draft. So anyways. At home, we get Giants, Philly, Washington. Then we get New Orleans Saints, it looks like. And that can definitely change.
Yeah.
Then we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm sorry, it's not going to change because we get the NFC South next year.
Yeah,
so I'm sorry. So that's the Saints and Bucks. All the NFC East teams are getting those same teams.
The Jaguars and the Titans.
Jaguars, Titans, which are the AFC South.
And then the Lions, because they solidified second place because they beat Green Bay.
Correct.
Head-to-head.
Right. So that's a set in stone deal. Actually, all those teams are set.
Yes.
I would say, they're all set.
Yeah.
And the home game. So we know the Cowboys are playing at home. Giants, Philly, Washington, New Orleans Saints, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which sucks for us because we would have. Again, we don't want to go to the game to support
the Cowboys.
The Cowboys with Jerry Jones.
Yeah,
you understand?
But we would have really loved to.
That would be going to a Tampa game.
Football game.
Yeah. So, but again, that would have been something that might have been attainable. But anyways, and then what was it? The Jaguars.
The Jaguars.
Another team we had a chance to actually go see, and.
I guess the Saints would be the next one, but that's already
and that's also in Dallas. So and then the Tennessee Titans are in Dallas. That's and the Detroit Lions. So
so away games, of course. We already said divisional games.
Giants, Philly, Washington. Those 3 we know out of the 8. Then we get, of course, NFC South teams. Carolina Panthers in Carolina.
Tough.
Definitely, but interesting.
Yeah.
And then the Atlanta Falcons again.
I don't like that.
It's not easy.
Well, actually, wait a minute. That would be a home game. No, that's an away game.
In Atlanta. Yeah.
Oh, so
we have an opportunity if there's a good deal.
But unfortunately, the new Atlanta Stadium is quite expensive.
They'll also be playing in Indianapolis, which is a viable victory depending on Andrew Luck and what happens with him. He's looking on the verge of retirement. The Houston Texans.
That's going to be exciting.
And again, guys, those are the AFC South teams too. Mm-hmm. And the Seattle Seahawks, once again in Seattle, 12th man. We'll see how much of the Legion of Boom is still there.
Depending on what happens on, these adjustments that our team makes and exactly how that schedule falls.
I think
the Seahawks will be a good test to see how this Cowboys team has progressed from this year to the next. If the changes we've made are really effective, because the Seahawks are the team that destroyed our season this year in the sense of they killed it for us or we gave it to them. So can we take that back?
Well, we didn't do it with Green Bay knocking us out last year, and then we lost them this year.
We lost them this year. So so maybe Green Bay is another one of those teams.
To be honest, as long as we have, especially in Seattle, and I know we won in Seattle the last time I think we played in Seattle. I think that the abilities of Romo, the abilities of Terrence Williams making tippy-toe catches to save us on 4th down.
Wow.
In that game we won because not of coaching, but because of the abilities of the players. We won that game in Seattle. Very crazy game, but we won it. It was a great game. I never forget that game. But we need a better coach. And if we're in a role and playing conservative, playing the way we're supposed to play, as an offensive unit, I think that we can win in Seattle. I really, truly do. Of course, things depend on the offensive line who re-sign in the offseason.
Rodimus picked something right out of your brain, baby.
Oh, yeah?
He said he's trying to make Dak out of Romo and Stafford.
Boom. And that is exactly what I had spoken to you earlier about.
Yeah, we were just talking about this.
Before the stream started.
Specifically think about where did Jason Garrett start in his career? He started as a quarterback.
Passing.
So he has a quarterback mentality.
Love the pass.
He likes to pass. He had a gunslinger like Romo. I mean, Tony Romo is a passing king.
Yeah, and then remember, guys, he started in Miami as a quarterbacks coach, which, you know, makes sense and kind of what Romo would be, you know. But then he graduated in Miami to I think he was signed to the Cowboys as an offensive coordinator who was getting more money than Wade Phillips.
Because they planned to eventually
move him into the head coaching spot, and they didn't want to lose him because he was the hot guy to get as a coach, head coach. So Jerry Jones went after him, got him, basically brought back an old cowboy, and made him the offensive coordinator. At that time, we had a pass-happy offense with a Romo gunslinging quarterback, which works better.
Yeah.
But now he built a team with a great offensive line, and they drafted Zeke, which I don't know if that was his pick. You understand? That might have been a Jerry Jones pick, which I support that pick on Jerry Jones' side. I love Zeke. He's not like anyone we've seen before, but you have to run the ball to him. And so let me not get off topic. Yeah. The point is that now we have a running style team. Either get a running style offensive coordinator in there, or get somebody who can adapt either way depending on the team, like a Norv Turner, who can develop the quarterback as well.
The Cowboys have lost their identity this season. You've seen it. We're supposed to be a running team. We didn't run. We're supposed to have this great offensive line. It's struggling. You know, we saw
Linehan,
Dak struggle. All our receivers fell apart.
Linehan with the Detroit Lions, with Matthew Stafford, was a pass-happy team. And then we had Romo here with a pass-happy team. So I guess it makes sense in that sense. But now we have Dak Prescott, who is not a pass-happy, gunslinging quarterback. You understand? So, but he's still trying to make him that. And that's exactly what he said. And I said it earlier, with you, baby.
Yeah, you did. Again,
guys, great point, man. Much love, ding on that.
There's been a lot of ranting. Rotomuspum.
Yeah, Rotus. Great comment, man.
Let me see. Guys, real
quick
update.
Don't forget to hit like. Hit subscribe.
That's right.
Notification bell, you know.
Eagle-Raider game is still tied 10-10 with 4:57 left.
I'm going to be honest, guys, right now at this moment with the Eagles, I don't even care. Listen, we're going to start our Eagle displeasure week. You know, I guess we're going to, I don't want to say hate week because we got a lot of Eagle fans out here. We're going to I'm going to wear my Eagles suck shirt the rest of this week because we are playing them. And even though, guys, you know, this game is irrelevant to us at least. You know, I don't know. It's still, we're going to cheer our team on and still hate the Eagles as we just do as Cowboy fans.
Okay, I never want the Cowboys to lose, and I do want to win for pride.
Me too.
That's it. And
I know you're going to say.
I don't want Philly
but it would help us in a draft pick.
At this point, and I hate to be one of those people who says it, because I'm still going to cheer for the Cowboys to win, but I will look at the positive side of their loss because there is. That's it. Right. We can't say, oh, it's not going to be good for us. I mean, a loss is never good for you. Or again, maybe this 8-8, you know, maybe this crappy record is again another stamp of disapproval on what this team has been doing. That's it. This game, that's it. Either way, guys, we're gonna learn something about the Cowboys. Hopefully, something changes, and so hopefully something goes our way.
If the Cowboys lose next week,
or a better draft pick.
If the Cowboys lose next week, we can fall anywhere between the 16th draft pick. Roquan Smith.
Zeke only needs 120 yards for a 1,000-yard season.
Right, but I'm saying that if we lose next week. Okay, and I don't want to lose. I do not want to lose. As a Cowboy fan, I want to beat the Eagles in Philly. I don't give a damn about the records. Throw it out. I don't care about the playoffs. I really do want the Cowboys to win. But if we lose, there's something victory in there as well. You know, no matter how you look at it, you know, forget about the Eagles. We will take more note. I will care more about the Eagles themselves, not the Cowboys versus Eagles. I want the Cowboys to beat their ass. But I will care more about the Eagles losing, in a way, in the playoffs. I want them out of the playoffs. I want Pittsburgh out, and I want New England out. I want those three teams out of the playoffs. Our luck will be Pittsburgh and Philly, or New England and Philly in the Super Bowl, and that's going to be a horrible Super Bowl.
Sports Highlights, thank you so much for joining us here as well, guys. If you haven't seen this channel, make sure to check it out. Let me see, Dallas Cowboys Football News, Garrett or Scott? Because Scott calls the plays.
Scott Linehan first. Jason Garrett second.
Yeah.
And then,
but honestly, realistically, Garrett's not going anywhere, and that's just what. That's it. So let's accept the fact that Garrett's not going anywhere, and hopefully get an offensive coordinator in there that can tell him to stop passing the freaking ball and run the ball
while developing Dak.
Exactly.
Right. So guys, here's the thing, though. Here's the key. Jerry Jones has made surprises in the past, and I don't foresee one now. But don't be too surprised. I'll be surprised if he one day he just cuts them all. You know what I'm saying? You never know with Jerry Jones. Just stop buying tickets to the games. Stop, buying jerseys for a little bit and for a year. And I guarantee you there'll be something will be said in behind the scenes in Jerry Jones' world. So again, guys, I want to reiterate: if the Cowboys win, we probably get what, like a 20 to 22nd draft pick, and if we lose, it's like 16th to 19th draft pick. So it's a good 5 or 6 game swing potentially. If we win, good, meaning that we lose draft spots, or if we lose, which means that we gain draft spots to draft a better player. So that'd be an interesting, we'll see what happens. With receivers, linebackers, we'll see.
Now, Lanier Young said I had a great question for y'all to answer. And then before we answer that, we're going to do a quick shout out for our Fantasy Football League.
Yeah, before that, though, that's why we have the Super Chat, guys. Sometimes we can't get all your questions. So if you do throw in $1 or $2, whatever, that donation helps the channel. We can definitely read your questions a lot better. It's on the little screen for us here and on our phone, so it's a struggle sometimes. So we apologize if you missed some of your questions.
And if you can't tell, sometimes we like to just let our feelings out about these Cowboys because... All right, so real quick, he says, does our second team offense play any better than the first team? And who's on the second team as far as wide receiver and skill players? And then before that, we get into that. Sixers JT, what is up? Thank you for being here.
Welcome.
I mean,
champions, baby! My Cowboys family wins.
Yeah, guys.
The 20 team, my Cowboys family. Fantasy Football League. Yes, baby. Guys. 20 teams, and we emerged victorious. And guys, I'd say about 75% of you stuck it out for most of the season, if not the whole season, and into the playoffs. Those 8 teams, and they were it was good battles, guys. Congratulations to everybody who stuck it out. We're going to do it again next year. Probably have 2 leagues, one maybe for a donation league where we'll play for a prize.
Exactly. For those of you guys who want to play for, any kind of monetary value, again, it's not that you have to, that we're saying, you have to pay. It's for people who want to pay in to get a a reward for winning the league.
Right. Aside from a money prize, we might actually have like a little mini trophy, and each year etch the name in of the winner, with us being this year's winner. I just want to make that clear,
Exactly. So, but guys, I will be doing, of course, just an open first come, first serve Fantasy Football League, guys.
For next year, guys. It'll be a fun one for, free, and there'll be another one for, like you said, for
those of you guys who are, who want to, exactly. So, and again, we have some other thoughts as well, as far as, some team picks. I like the Survival League we did this year as well. So, guys, for any level.
And weekly team picks for all
any level of football enjoyment. If you don't like fantasy football, that's fine. You want to just pick some team victors. If you don't even want to do that, and you just want to pick one a week, I mean, whatever it is, guys, we're, it's for all of us to just kind of enjoy and throw our general football thoughts out there. And now back to
Sixers JT. Hey, just Sixers JT hung in there, and he battled in there, and he got to the championship game, beating some tough competitors like Zero God Loading, who I know is in the stream. I know LL, Cowboys legend.
Yeah, man, you guys, and again, some great.
And we defeated some of them too. So
the craziest part of our season, though, I have to say, is unfortunately our connection went out during our stream, came back
during the draft,
and it picked the LA Rams for us when we did not
want
the
LA Rams defense,
and it was like really early.
Yeah, and his defense was early. We didn't want the team then. We could have probably got them a round or 2 later. But they are partially the reason why we won this some of these games this year.
They had such a fantastic year. They really helped us out.
Unfortunately, they helped us out against the Cowboys, which we didn't even, we were so into the Cowboys, we weren't thinking about switching it out, which we should have. But Zero God, great guys, great job, guys. Hey, that's what we want. Why don't you come back stronger, Zero God? That's good.
And guys, and again for this league, I'm considering doing
My Cowboys family,
not just My Cowboys family, but possibly having a My Cowboys family fiance as well. So we might have 2. We might be competing against each other in this league
competition.
as well.
It's Cowboys Nation. No competition. But she does, maybe on this channel, we might throw in some, if you guys like Game of Thrones. If you haven't watched it, you guys should. I did not want to see that show at all. And she got me hooked. And it is a great damn show, guys. And don't think it's, I hate fantasy dragons and stuff like that. And some people might love that. If you love it, then you'll definitely love it. But it's not really it's just a really cool show. Watch it if you haven't yet. If you have, you'll enjoy her breakdowns on some of these things. Are really complex. But sometimes you delve so deep that I get headaches.
I'm going to admit, it's a little bit embarrassing how much I like Game of Thrones. I love the books. I've read them. I love the show. I've watched it a lot. I'm just a very big fan of Game of Thrones. I'd love to share my thoughts, but unfortunately, Fiance here feels like the way that I talk about it will spoil everything about it.
I don't want to hear it from her.
So if you guys are interested in some of that, let me know. If you're not, it's cool too. I'll just keep it to myself. It's all good, guys. I get it. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. So
let me see. Cowboys X Factor. What did Mark Holmes said about calling Dallas Cowboy YouTubers? I missed that one. Cowboys X Factor expand. Yeah, I won that. Antonio Gates. I picked him off of free agency. I think Sixers JT had Antonio Gates. He had to come in for Henry, whatever his name is, from the Chargers, his starting tight end, and he got hurt, and I picked up Gates. He was on the free agent. He just was released. I picked him up, and he popped off like 16 points for me. But I crushed you anyways, I think, pretty much. Sorry, man. I think we ended up crushing Sixers JT in the end. We defeated the Eagles finally this season.
So Dano896, thanks for joining us as well. So Cowboys X Factor
Cowboys
said, yeah, do
in
a
the house.
separate video
Triplets Cowboys.
for it,
What's up? I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was just shouting out some people that were coming off the screen.
No, let me see. You hear sure the radio shows in Dallas today. That was after Dez head for real, man. It was crazy, bro. I can't even lie about that, man. So it sounds like, I guess, did Dez make some comments? Actually, I did hear. I don't know. Was someone here in the chat who said it? That said that Dak
here. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what Dak. Yeah, I'll tell you the Dak comment.
No. Someone said it in the chat. Actually, I'm trying to see.
Well, here it is, word for word. So first he said, this is on his first interception. This is not the shade he threw. Okay, this is Dak Prescott on his first interception. He said, I tried to throw it off balance, throw it over people, and it sailed on me. That's the one to Zeke. He goes, it was a bad throw. On the second interception, this is the one that I think he's taking the heat for a little bit. But you know what? Good job, Dak. You're the leader. Call his ass out. Dak on the second interception. Said, he goes, I just think I have to throw him, Dez, a better ball. You guys remember yesterday this?
Put it right there on his face mask and don't give him a chance to drop it, I guess.
Yeah, don't give him a chance to drop it.
Yeah, and Barry B, I got to give you credit. You were the one who told me that comment. Shots fired is right. Bang, bang, Dez. What you going to do?
Bye-bye, Dez. That's
Eagles
12 million.
interceptions at Sixers JT. So, again, your defense brings life to your team. Speaking of a defense that brought life to our team, can we talk about how fantastic our defense did last night? Because other than, and
some third downs and some penalties. But other than that... Pretty damn good.
Let's be real about some of those penalty guys.
Backs against the wall.
Again, I don't want to put my tinfoil hat on. I don't want to say it's always the refs. But Jesus, oh my goodness. Oh, I want to. Well, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. Even the Dallas media,
who always will never bank on those things about refs. You know, they don't get that. They're all saying it's just too many missed calls by the refs. And that, guys, there's one drive.
Clear hold on Taco, and you hear me say it on stream.
That's when she was here.
Oh my God,
guys. If you remember, if you watch the stream yesterday, check about, I don't know, an hour and 20 minutes in. Just go back to that spot and watch the ads. It helps the channel. No, but what I'm saying is that when the fire alarm went off in this building here, okay, where we were streaming from, and everybody had to evacuate. They left the fiance and the kids left, so they were safe. I stayed in and watched the game, and ever since that happened, that drive, that's when actually immediately after you guys left, Dez laid that egg with that fumble, and then there was about at least three, maybe four holding penalties or maybe three holding penalties and a false start that was missed. And the entire drive, it was. I mean, they were looking the refs were looking at him.
He looked like he was going to call it,
and then he just didn't.
Okay.
And the play with DeMarcus Lawrence when he sacked.
Just thinking about it,
when DeMarcus Lawrence sacked Russell Wilson for a 20-yard sack. There was like 4 holes on him on that one play, and the ref didn't throw it once. You could see the ref from the backs, with the view when they comes rushing at the quarterback from the ground view. You can see the ref. He's like looking at the whole play. He's watching Russell Wilson and this thing going on here with these holds on DeMarcus Lawrence. And he still got away and sacked them for 20-yard loss, and we still lost the damn game. They had 136 yards.
Insane.
And they had, they just played, but again, 136 total yards of offense, and they beat us by 2 possessions.
So, and then Sixers GT, I just want to touch on your comment in Sports Highlight. Thanks for pointing that out. We have a little typo in our description box. We're going to fix that. Don't worry, guys. We're human, too. It happens.
What did I say?
We spelled Cowboys.
Oh, my goodness.
Not a big deal, guys. Triplet Cowboys 90. Thanks for joining us. Let me see. Let me see. Sixers JT, we haven't seen Shango's video. We're still trying to catch up on, a lot of media. Again, obviously today we've been very busy with our family and just enjoying all the presents. And side note, Little G got a Dallas Cowboys shirt and a Dallas Cowboys fidget cube. Yeah. Because Little J got hers earlier as kind of an earlier present. So now they both have their matching fidget cubes and our little fidget spinner and our other Cowboys gear.
1 second. Yeah.
So,
I'm listening.
But we're not buying any more because the Cowboys don't deserve it right now. Let me see.
As we say.
Let me see. Well, Cowboys X Factor, as far as Mark Holmes saying we should start a battle cry to go after Jason Garrett, I mean, again, how much more clear can we be? We don't like him, but we're not going to, go pick at the streets. I mean, dude just needs to lose
What's
his
up,
job.
Cowboys abroad? How you doing? The way you do it is by not spending money. And I know we already, whatever, we bought a jersey.
Sports Highlight for joining us. Have a good night and Merry Christmas, guys.
Yes.
I hope you guys enjoyed this holiday time, friends, family, loved ones.
Not the Cowboys as much, but everything else.
Hopefully trying to drown your sorrows in some eggnog. So
no, I was gonna say that. I agree. We gave the game away literally, and we've done that 4 or 5 times this season easily. Trying to see.
Okay, this is interesting. So the Shango video is about Jason Garrett has to go. Period. And Cowboys 42. Thanks for joining us. He said that Shango might have taken that down. So let's touch very quickly on Jason Garrett and his playing ability. He's made it very clear that he's not looking to retire anytime soon, and I don't think he wants to retire after this, I guess is the best way of putting it. But I'm not saying he should retire, but his performance isn't the same anymore. He used to be a guy who kind of like Zeke, who'd get the ball and be able to power through guys, get a few more yards. In the sense of Jason Garrett, obviously not running, but I'm saying that Jason Garrett used to be able to catch the ball and still gain yards. Now,
Jason Garrett.
Oh my God, not
what
Jason
Witten.
Sorry.
She's freaking me out here. Jason Garrett's playing again?
No.
As a receiver or tight end?
So Jason Witten, used to be a guy who would catch the ball and still get a few yards. Now he catches the ball and he just stays there. And his blocking has really not.
He's missed a lot and been called for holding a lot.
He's been called for holds a lot more. He's traditionally a player who I know he gets a handful of holdings, but never like this before.
No, I agree. And he's at the twilight of his career. So you got another year or two if that. That's why we need to see what Rico has for us next year. And we got to, we have so many injury-prone players. I'm almost afraid to continue, sometimes.
Yeah, it looks like Shango's just very, very angry and upset.
Well, here's the thing, guys. A lot of people are saying, and again, I've Voch Lombardi and I had a little Twitter back and forth, but it was a productive discussion in my opinion. And again, he knows a lot more about the coaching aspect, so he probably is more correct about this, and I'm admitting that freely.
Yeah, but guys, this is just our opinion, the way we feel.
And also not only how we feel, but also something. Yeah, exactly. But it's also something about what I've seen with my 2 eyes, with logic, and I know I don't see everything behind the scenes. Neither does anybody else out here, unless you are actually behind the scenes, But my point is, I think people are saying the Cowboys haven't turned on their coach yet on Garrett. I think they have. I think it started with Scandrick in that game against was it the Chiefs? When I don't know if it was that game or it was Eagles or
it was Atlanta.
It was a lot of games, guys.
No, but I think it was Atlanta.
I know, but I just saw a lot of guys quitting. I don't know. It was a multiple game. It was because I don't know.
But the turning point was that Atlanta game because before
I
that
believe
we still had some hope.
Yeah,
and I don't think it was the Green Bay game because
no,
it felt too early in the season.
It might have been. I don't know which game. It might have been the Eagles. It could have been any of those. Eagles could have been the Chargers. Look, the point is that anyway, one of those 3 games. My point is that Scandrick turned. The other guys, had this pleasure with the kneeling thing, guys, the protest. We got to bring it up in this sense because remember, if you guys remember back then, David Irving was kind of pissed off, making some comments about the way that Jerry Jones kind of treating the players. He kind of was sarcastically saying no comment. Scandrick was pissed off about that. This team has been turning on Jerry Jones, on Jason Garrett. And
slowly,
and I think as that 3-game losing streak was going in the middle of the season, not the first 3-game losing streak, but or 2-game losing streak, but the 3-game losing streak that we had with Atlanta, Philly, and San Diego. LA Chargers. I'm just gonna come San Diego Chargers.
And Cowboys abroad. Garrett's gonna stay. We expect Garrett to stay. We want him gone.
To stay. We want the surprise of Jerry Jones firing him, but don't expect that. Expect Jason Garrett to be the head coach next year. Now, the best we can do then after that, if you want us to break down what we need to fix first before the draft, we still have time to break that down. We have free agency to still look forward to. They got Devontae Adams out there, got Jarvis Landry possibly, some receivers that could maybe replace someone like Dez Bryant if we decide to cut him and free up $12 million. But again, June 1st, we have to release him by, and the trick is that, and this is the way it's built. This way. If you release Dez Bryant before June 1st, you can use $8 million cap space. Right then and there, anytime you want to spend in free agency when they open free agency. But free agency opens up a couple months before June 1st. So once that starts, then, you know, people get signed up and it's over. You know, so by the time you get to June 1st, there's only scrubs left or some, you know, some holdouts maybe. It's not the same kind of market. Yeah. That's why June 1st you get 12 million for you get 12 million. You get 12 million for Dez after June 1st, and that's the reason that rule is implemented that way. So that's the catch-22. Cohabitat. You know what I mean, guys? So I hope you guys are catching on to what I'm saying about the way it works in that situation when it comes to So.
Well, in Cowboys abroad, the 3 turnovers that lost the game. You're right. That's not on the coaches. But again, you're saying the coaches have no responsibility when they're 2 yards away from the goal line against a team that's
someone has
worst.
To be. Somebody outside of the players have to be held responsible. I just saw the Houston Texans today. And
that's just in one game. Because if you want to talk about this one game, okay, maybe fine.
Multiple. It's a consistent issue.
This is a consistent issue, and not just this year. But we got lucky last year that we had 2 explosive, dynamic rookies and an offensive line that could not be beat.
And very few injuries on the offensive line. Even though we did lose. Was it Lel Collins when he was playing guard? So we had Ron Leary step in, and he did a great job. But my point is that they played and gelled together well, kind of like Jonathan Cooper is kind of doing this. I think he's doing a good job, Cooper. But my point is that I think it's been basically Jason Garrett has consistently shown us what he's about, the way he does things, the way he coaches, his style, and I don't think it's conducive to this team winning as far as the way we're set up. Now, we would love to fire him. The reality is, just like the reality is Jerry Jones can't be fired, Jason Garrett will be fired one day, but I don't think it'll be anytime soon.
That day.
I don't think it'll be anytime. Yeah, it'll be a couple years down the line. I think a couple more bad seasons like this.
Or it'll take a
horrific season with all our starters.
Season by a decision clearly by him. Like he has to make a decision that like loses us the Super Bowl at this point, or loses us again like a
playoff game.
Like something, right? But he'll find a way to blame it on the players.
I mean, again,
I don't know. He'll logic his way out of it because he wants to leave the
brainwash himself out of it.
Talk himself out of it because he wants to keep Garrett in there.
Well, see, here's the reason why he would want that. And again, there's other coaches he's controlled more than Garrett. But we keep going back to Garrett. I want to get off of Garrett because, the reality is he's not going to go anywhere. And the reality is that even though he has green lit, and he is the man, he's responsible. So in that sense, he should be fired because he is responsible to controlling this team, not just letting Linehan continuously do consistently pass plays and step in as the head coach. That's your job. So I think that's where he's failed the Cowboys, Jason Garrett. Aside from being all the other things, the clapping garbage and the chewing gum and the BS, and he never does anything but say, we're going to stay the course next week. That bull crap. Sick of it. What I'm trying to say is this, is that if we were to, get an offensive coordinator, and again, some people have said Norv Turner, the Cowboys media saying that's a name that's going to probably come up in the offseason. He's not as a head coach. Let me please get that straight out. If he's a head coach, it's a problem. But if he's offensive coordinator, I think he can do some good. He can help develop Dak while play to the strengths of what our offense is built upon, which is Zeke and our offensive line. And if we establish that again, Dak will be fantastic. He's not Romo. He's not a gunslinger. So that's what Linehan is training him to be, like Romo, like a gunslinger. He's doing him an offense of gunslinging.
He's not Romo. Stop.
I think we just figured this out the last couple hours we were talking.
Because we're really trying to break down. And again, now that we have kind of a whole season to look at, we get a better overview. But I want to stop both of us right here and catch up with the chat, guys.
Yeah.
Let me see. Real quick, I just want to go through a very quick shout out to everybody who's out here. All of you guys, make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already. It really does help support our channel. And if you are enjoying our stream, make sure to hit subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get the notifications when we go live. As you can see, we stream every day. We post our thoughts.
Christmas.
Yeah, so, we have some time.
And yes, guys, remember, Merry Christmas.
Even if it's not a Merry Cowboys Christmas. Oops, wrong way. There we are.
Merry Christmas.
But
I do want to say as well, with all those things, hitting the subscribe if you're new, hitting the notification bell so you get our live streams, and also the like for the stream, guys. It does help the popularity of the channel be out there when people search for Cowboy stuff.
Yes.
So it helps the channel. But guys, up above here, as you can see, we have a weekly super chat leaderboard. It's just for fun, but we send out anybody who donates over $10. We'll get a special. We're going to show it soon, guys. We don't want to say it yet. As
soon as it arrives from the mail, we'll be able to say what it is. Until then, guys,
it's a personalized something of my Cowboys family, and it's something that you can use every day. So Just something for fun, guys.
Yeah.
And it helps the channel out. It helps us get better lighting, camera, et cetera, et cetera. You've heard this. Most of you have heard this already. So, you know, we really want to try to grow the channel. So, you know, we're at 1,100 basically. You know, we over actually. And been doing this for 5 months or 5.5 months maybe. I mean, it's been fun. We've taken time out of our lives to do this, and we hope you guys enjoy it. And it's a way of venting for us, and hopefully it's for you guys too. So, and as well, the content over here.
Yes.
There. that stuff that you guys provide for us is fantastic. Watch the ads if you want some good stuff, like the new movie on Netflix, Will Smith. It looks interesting. I'm surprised that they have Will Smith doing Netflix, which again, it's up and coming channel. Sorry, I'm diverging from Dallas Cowboy news.
All right. So Hampton Brandon, thanks for joining us. He said time to replace Sean Lee. He only plays out the season anyway.
I mean, and also to what about Tyron Smith, another guy we might have to think about letting go. But I think we could cut Crawford, Scandrick, Morris, maybe Butler. We have to let go because if we're going to go receiver, and of course Des Bryant. I think we need to sign DeMarcus Lawrence, Irving, Hitchens, and of course Zach Martin. We need to re-sign those four no matter what. I believe Hitchens is more important. People really give him credit for it. And he's unrestricted free agent. He's the biggest one we can lose this offseason, in my opinion.
You know, Cowboys abroad.
What is he saying,
I
Cowboys?
feel like you don't want to say that the coaches are responsible almost in any way other than saying.
Are you being serious?
No. He's saying not convinced coaches are the problem. Coaches don't throw interceptions, fumble, or drop passes. Players do. Yeah, but you know what? I think we have actual firsthand experience on how good coaching can turn even a player who's struggling into a player who can succeed if used the right way. Because it sounds silly to say that we coached a flag football team, it made them successful, but I'm just trying to say that coaches play a big part in a player's success, and we know that.
And that's one good point. Now, another good point. I like your point.
Yeah, I'm just saying that we have first-hand experience on how a coach can affect a player.
Now, here's the thing I think. Cowboys abroad, I agree with you. It is, when on the field and execution, the players, no matter what the coach is called, they got to try to execute.
Yeah.
Dez has to make those catches. Can't pop up in the air, give it
if
away.
It's second and one, we're passing. Someone has to catch it.
Dak can't overthrow the damn running back there. And Zeke played as good as you can play without giving a chance. Again, just to reiterate, we've been saying this since yesterday. 11 carries in the first quarter for 50 yards. 4.6 yards per carry. Fantastic. And then second, third, and fourth quarter, averaging between 4 and 5 carries.
Yeah.
Attempted runs by Ezekiel Elliott per quarter. That's garbage. You got to give Zeke the ball more than 4 or 5 times per quarter.
Yes.
So we had what, 13 more in the second, third, and fourth combined, for a total of 24. It looks good. It looks good on the overall, stats. Yeah. Oh, 24. Yeah, but 11 of them were in the first damn quarter, and he was doing great. He was.
How do you explain that?
He was a quarter of the way to 200 yards.
How do you explain that?
That's cool.
Explain that to me. And that's even before we were down.
Let me explain something. Exactly.
So much.
Yeah, but that's the point. We weren't down until in the third quarter, so we still could have established a run and continued it, and we just went away from it. Because that's Linehan trying to make Dak Romo, and it's not Romo. Dak is Dak. He's a different type of quarterback. And yes, guys, believe it or not, even though he's a rookie, I mean, he did great last year because he ran a conservative, run-oriented first, offense. Now we're running. This year he wanted to expand the role. I know Dak wants to do it. Can't do it right now, okay? He can't handle the Romo package, you know what I'm saying? So we need to go back to what worked. And I don't care if teams know it. With our offensive line, for the most part, when they're mostly healthy, with Hannah, with Swaim, with Leary when he comes in, with Keith Smith, the fullback guys, when we have these guys in the game, nobody really can stop. Even if they stack the box, they cannot stop us.
Side note, Keith Smith, silent, monster of the game. He is, I know I've talked about him before or whatever. He's such an underrated player. He's kind of like Anthony Hitchens in a weird way, because watch when he's out there and helping block. Zeke is amazing. He does a lot of it himself.
Most of it, but Zeke helps break. I mean, not Zeke, but
Keith Smith.
Keith Smith helps break him.
He's the one that helps
loose.
Get always that that last guy. He just is very.
Zeke gets the extra yards on his own, but he gets them broken through that first line of defense for the opposition.
That Keith Smith is just really good at his job there, and I have to give good credit to our 2 blocking tight ends as well. I think that when they are actually put out there and used, they do a good job.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. Jeff Swaim and James Hanna.
Yeah.
Yes, both of them I agree for sure. And guys, just a quick. I guess we've said it already, but hit that like button, guys. I see it's like 30 plus of you in here. Much love, Cowboy fans or not. We're here to discuss more, a little more football, guys, on a happy, Merry Christmas Eve. I mean, Christmas Day, Christmas night, I guess. But we hope you're still enjoying the holidays with your friends and family and loved ones. And much love to Slim Shady in the house again.
So thanks, Eminem.
Upping the wow, that's awesome. Thank you, Slim Shady. Look at this. Keep talking the truth, my Cowboys family. Peace.
So thanks for Slim Shady. Us out here. You get to maintain your #1 spot on our leaderboard. So
yeah,
guys,
actually, I don't have to change anything.
As you can see right here, our leaderboard right here, guys. For anyone who loves to donate to the channel and super chat, we appreciate you guys. And anyone who does give
over 10
or more dollars does get a little something from us.
Yes, sent out in the mail as soon as it arrives, and we'll show it to you guys. We want to keep it still like, you know, kind of not a secret. I guess a secret. It's a secret, I guess. More of a surprise.
Now, Breed 901, you make an interesting point. Our coaches never have a backup plan when you have an injured player. Dak was the only success this coaching staff has had stepping up for the next man. And they talk about how their team is just all about next man up, next man up, next man up.
Right. And
has that ever been successful other than
with the Eagles?
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about the
Cowboys. No, I agree.
Good for the Eagles.
That means that our scouts and our coaches are not preparing our depth well enough to come in and start. Now, you know, Byron Bell, I think he had a decent game when it came to the running game. You understand, guys? The running game. Byron Bell's inabilities to block were not highlighted in those situations. But when the passing game came and he had to be more mobile on his feet, that's where he fails. So what did you, baby, you told me something about Tyron Smith when he got hurt. That's the only real injury we have to report, guys, as far as we know. So there's really no injuries, new injuries of all times and place to freaking have not injuries. It doesn't matter anymore.
As far as we know, because I will say, I reminded
with the
here today,
Irving, concussion.
We didn't find out till Wednesday practice, and then they just kind of casually like, oh, he was concussed in the Redskins game.
We couldn't find it, but he was.
Like, what the heck? Anyway.
Hey, Dano, by the way, in case, I don't know if that Dano is Dan R above, so let us know if it is. We'll put your name up top.
So what's up with Bailey? As far as we know, he's not injured, but we did find out that at some point this week in practice, he was actually missing more field goals than normal, it sounds like. So it looks like he's just not
I almost hope they just let Jeff Heath kick the field goals this last game.
I just think that with the rest of the energy and everything else that's been going on, and Dan Bailey's injuries or whatever.
Yeah, no, rest him. What if he pulls something or tears something this last game in the cold Philadelphia stadium? Put in Jeff Heath. Let him kick a couple field goals. It'll be fun. Who gives a shit? It's being real, guys. Sorry. PG-13. Sorry.
So, real quick, Barry B, you're making a lot of good comments. I'm going to fly through all of them real quick.
All right, roll them.
Let me see. He said you're paying big money to a guy that's mostly a shot fighter.
Who are we talking about?
Dez.
Agreed.
Witten's the tight end. He's a Hall of Famer. Let's be honest. He's old. Agreed. And you have to respect his career, guys. I have so much respect for Jason Witten.
It's time to get ready to move on from Witten.
So Cole Beasley's just a guy. So are your other wide receivers. We overstated Cowboys' offensive pieces. I like Zeke when he's capable of playing and shows up and doesn't get in trouble, said Colin Cowherd. I don't know who that is, but Barry B, those earlier comments, So as far as those earlier comments, I definitely agree with all of that. And Cowboys Abroad, you said Seattle adjusted the second half, loaded the box to stop Zeke. We couldn't make him pay. We needed our tight end to help block, and Bell struggled.
I'm going to say one thing here with Cowboys Abroad. Sorry about that. And again, Bell did struggle. What are they saying?
With the passing. I think he struggled for sure with the run
for sure.
block.
No, he struggled a little bit, but he didn't do that bad. He struggled all around, but because he's not that good. But he was prepared to block.
Yes.
He was not prepared to pass block. So to run block, but not pass block. He was ready for run blocking, but not pass blocking. Hold on, I want to lose it here. So here's a little thing going on. Cowboys X Factor says, Cowboys Abroad, explain why Zeke didn't get the ball in the red zone. Cowboys Abroad says, X Factor, it was a read option. Good point. And Dak chose to pass, meaning he did not give it. He chose to call it out. Now, I would have to actually see the play again. I'm being honest now. Because when he did that in the Packer game, that was a planned pass read option, read pass option. It was a planned pass, but it was out of the read pass option formation. So because you can tell by the way the linemen blocked, they were blocking for a pass situation. So
we'll go back and look at that play specifically
for sure. Thank you though for a good point. But again, we had a second down, and that was not a read pass. That was a Dak pass all the way by the coaches, and then we got a holding call, Byron Bell, and then that led to disaster because then Dak got sacked, missed a field goal. Then the rest of the story went from the 3-yard line to missing a field goal.
When you're that
close, you're gonna lose games. We don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
When you are that close, I don't care who, what, when, where, why.
You know what you do?
You run the ball.
You run 3 goddamn times.
If you can't get 2 yards in 3 plays, heck, if you can't get 2 yards in 4 plays, then you need to get off the field and reevaluate your life.
Just being real,
football
guys.
Players.
So Ezekiel,
unless you're going up against the most monster defense ever, and Seattle was not.
Right. Their front line is good, but not great.
Yeah.
Not this year. And even though that was part of their strength, their linebackers actually very strong, even though they were banged up. I do want to say Ezekiel Elliott. I agree. We can do 3 times and get 3 yards. Touchdown.
My comments, but I can't help it, guys.
It's all right. I understand. Trust me, I understand. Ezekiel Elliott, I'm not getting the ball near the goal line in the 4th quarter. My job is to, quote, my job is to play football. My job is not to coach. It's not to call plays. I do what the coaches tell me. Coach Linehan has been doing this for a long time. Boom. So right now you get the view, the feeling that it's Coach Linehan that's telling Dak what to do for the most part. Yeah. Keep that in mind. So I do what the coaches tell me. Coach Linehan has been doing this for a long time. He knows what he's doing. I trust his judgment. Now, could that be Zeke? I'm not saying he's throwing him under the bus, but do you think that's a little bit of like saying, hey, no, I'm being cool. He's the coach. We got to follow what he's doing. But then kind of saying, hey, it's on him. Not on Dak. It's on that freaking coach.
Exactly. Like, kind of, again, not trying to, like...
Let's be real, guys.
Again, what's it called? Gaslighting? I think that's a...
Gaslighting?
I don't know,
like,
in a way, like, he's trying to make it sound like he's complimenting them or really saying that he's putting their trust in them. But in reality, he's saying, it's... Like you said, it's all their fault. They're the ones messing up. Kind of like backhandedly, showing where the real blame lies. Without... putting himself in a position where he's actually actively calling out his coaching staff.
I agree. Listen, guys, just so, again, like you said earlier, the Philadelphia Eagles won tonight against the Oakland Raiders in overtime. I do want to say that, first and foremost, congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles and their fans. As some of you guys on here, a lot of you guys on here, actually. But so the road to the Super Bowl, or I guess through the playoffs, goes through Philadelphia as the number 1 seed officially. They've clinched the number 1 seed. So congratulations to them for that as well. They are the regular season NFC champs by record, but now the playoffs start. So now it's a new season. So congrats, but still, they've done enough to win. So guys, much congratulations for doing what you're doing.
From last year as well, it is not an easy road to get there. You guys did it with a lot of struggles. Your team stepped up when it needed to. You had some players make some big plays. Your coaching staff and your team made some great
filling the holes and coaching them right
and players that you needed and
so much respect to them, Peterson and the whole group over there.
You guys are obviously doing something right over there.
We don't love you guys. We hate the Eagles. I want to see the Eagles out as soon as possible, but
I agree.
Congratulations for doing. We're not biased enough to say we hate you, but we give you props when you guys are winning and doing well. So really great job. We
guys are
envy
setting
that.
yourselves up to have a good couple of years.
Yeah, for sure. With Wentz
depending on what you guys do, because as you can see, you can have a good year and then you can turn a crap.
Right.
So be careful.
But again, guys,
be careful, Eagles.
But the Eagles have proven that they can fill the holes right. We have proven we cannot.
I know, but again. They could fill the holes this year. We don't know what they can do next year, and things change so much.
And again, we lost Romo, so that was the huge hole. And it was filled, but it was filled because of all the athletic new pieces that were brought in.
Exactly.
The rookies, the young guys, and they performed above expectations. But except for Zeke. I think Zeke is still going to be Zeke for his whole damn career until someone can stop him. I will say one thing about next week's game, the finale. Dallas at Philadelphia has 0 playoff implications, guys. It's on either side. So Philly already clinched the first seed. Dallas is out of the playoffs. It means nothing. This game is meaningless for the Cowboys and the Eagles. We might win.
Expect to see Cooper Rush.
Expect to see not Nick Foles. Yeah. So expect to see a lot of bench. Again, last year we benched our team. Now, I would say for injury reasons you want to do that. Do you want to do that because you lose momentum? It has not worked for the Cowboys when we've taken that rest day, that rest week, the extra 2 weeks now we get off.
Yeah.
That Eagles are going to get off. I'm sure they're going to rest. Anybody who's kind of banged up will be rested, as they should be. Do you put in your starters for a quarter like we did last year and then pull them out?
Yeah.
I don't even think we had Dak in the game. So I don't think Zeke even played, actually. So I think Romo started, if I recall. Or maybe Dak had one drive.
I remember what it was. They didn't tell them until the last minute. Like, we weren't
That's that
sure.
Coaching by Jason Garrett.
Yeah, we weren't sure. And they literally said that as they're walking out onto the field. They were all laced up, ready to play. They told them as they're walking out onto the field that they're not playing.
And you can see that. I remember seeing Zeke. He was kind of a little bit shell-shocked on the sideline. He was just like
a sad puppy.
Yeah, like a sad Wookiee. Yeah, exactly. A sad Wookiee.
So, but guys, he got rid of the beard.
Isn't it Ewok?
Is it Ewok?
Yeah, Ewok.
I don't know, guys. I don't think.
It's an Ewok.
Yeah.
I think. But I don't know much about
I've reached my
that.
limit of knowledge on that.
Let me see. 2017 will mark the first time in the Super Bowl era Cowboys, Giants, Redskins, Packers, and 49ers all missed the playoffs. The last time all 5 of those teams missed the postseason was in 1964.
Thank you for that, Barry B. That's a big one there. That's interesting. Thank you for that.
So, again, let's take a quick look at all those teams. Cowboys had, a meteoric rise to fame and, I guess, infamy for some because you hate the Cowboys, and then the Jimmy Johnson era, all these things. Ever since then, we've struggled. The Giants... you would know more about this. Obviously got lucky twice with Eli, and now kind of look where he's at. Redskins, they've never won a Super Bowl, have they?
Oh, yes,
they have?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
They have 3.
They have 3, okay. Sorry. Guys, I will admit that my football history only goes back so far. So Beyonce here is the expert. But either way, guys, the Redskins, I hate a lot of the Kirk Cousins hate I hear. Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. I just feel like he's had a bad surrounding players around him. Either way, Redskins have been struggling as far as a regular team.
Desmond Morris says Des has no heart. Ewok. I was right. Fire B, thank you.
It was an Ewok, yeah. So the Green Bay Packers, again, with Aaron Rodgers there, they've made it pretty far, and they keep getting close but no cigar. And honestly, I really dislike them because of the way
that. What do you mean close but no cigar? Like in the hit ever?
No. In recent history, yeah. Because I know, and Aaron Rodgers is taking them there, but again, very recent years, I'm talking for most of these teams. Right. And then the 49ers, of course, they've just been a hot mess for a little while now.
Yeah. So, 7 years though.
But they had. I know.
10 years
Jimmy
ago,
Garoppolo is in there now, and they've. They're looking like
about 5 years. They were in the Super Bowl. A lot more pep. They were in the 7 was in the Super Bowl. They lost. It was brother versus brother, Harbaugh versus Harbaugh, Baltimore and San Francisco, and that was the game that the lights went out in the Superdome. Remember? I remember I showed it to you. I think you were watching wow. It was in the Super Bowl and the lights went out for 30 minutes. It was blacked out. I remember, guys, people were thinking maybe terrorism or whatever. Anyways. Yeah. It was a great ending to that game, a very exciting ending, but Baltimore beat San Francisco. But aside from that, they haven't had much more. Did you ever find out
why the power went out?
Yeah, it was some blown generator. It just happened to happen. There was too much energy.
Watch the reality be like a squirrel through the wire or something dumb like that. So, anyway, guys. So either way, interesting to see how all those 5 teams, kind of are
fell out now this year. Yeah. But
DJ Crown J, thanks for joining us. What's up?
Yo, what's up?
Nice to see you in here, guys. Again. Late night Christmas stream. Thank you, all of you guys, for joining us here. Wow, 41 of you guys. Make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already.
Hit that like.
Yes, but an extra special shout out to DJ Crown J, who was our weekly winner for our first official Super Chat week, guys. So we are
just pass us along, DJ. Pass us along what you want us to put on here. Definitely go visit his channel. He's a DJ.
He's a DJ, guys. Make sure to check him out and check out his page, guys. But thank you so much, DJ Crown J, for all your support.
Yeah, and let us know if you want us to put a website or something like that up. We'll definitely do that. So, and put it up for the whole week until the next week's winner. Right now, Slim Shady, right above us here. Is he Eminem? I don't know. But he's got a pretty decent lead on Ghost. And Dan R., right now, that's all we have right now. But it's all right. Every little penny helps. And you guys watching help, too. So thank you. But Eminem, Slim Shady did put in some money tonight. So thank you for the big $5 for this channel. Thank you so much. So I did want to say something. A couple last things before, that's here on my news feed before we start to. Yeah, we're definitely going to keep this going, guys. But we want to know what you guys have to say. We'll try to, again, the super chat does help us, read your comments a little better. There are a lot of people in here, so thank you. But thank you all for joining us, guys. Let me run through this real quick. Dak Prescott said this, quote, "The future is bright. We're not giving up on this team. We're not giving up on ourselves. We're not giving up on anything. This year was tough. It didn't go our way. We know we are not making the postseason, but hopefully it will motivate us." And I do trust in Dak right now. We got to give him one more year at least to really see what he can do. And I think he showed it last year. He can do it. He showed he can do it. Let's see what we can get with a good offensive coordinator, since we're not going to be able to get rid of Jason Garrett as well. And we'll see from there. Jerry Jones asked, when he was asked about, what kind of confidence he has in his team's leadership and at the head coaching spot with Jason Garrett, how much confidence he had in Jason Garrett. He said he had a lot of confidence. He said, quote, "We're just so clear about this. I do understand. I'm sorry. Let me just reread it. Just so we're clear about this, I do understand the frustration right now after you lose a game that has as much meaningfulness as this ball game. But I get to look at a lot of different things and have been around a lot of good head coaches and coordinators. So I feel good about our head coach."
He was very specific about that. He feels good about our head coach.
Again, is this a hint that Linehan, is this basically kind of a subtle confirmation as well that, Jason Garrett's staying?
Right, he didn't say the coordinators, he said coach. So
he said specifically the head coach, and again, which means possibly Marinelli as well. Just because,
of course, Marinelli's on the hot seat because of his old school way of coaching. But he's done a lot with a lot of rookies, a lot of
I think
injuries.
Our defense has improved this year, which might save him for another year.
Maybe,
but and I don't know how to feel about that quite yet.
See, the other thing to remember is how many players we keep. A lot of these guys are used to him and maybe respond well to him. So that's a decision that's behind the scenes. I don't want to speak on that so much because Marinelli has done a well enough job. But those third downs, whether it was last week against the Raiders, this week against Seattle, we gave up too many third downs and nines and third downs and sevens. That's BS. We cannot do that. And again, that happened when we did give the Seahawks the ball in a good position, in a good field position because of Dez's fumble or because we stopped a possibly game-winning field goal / touchdown drive there at the end, towards the fourth quarter, I guess beginning of fourth quarter, when Dak made a great play, got the ball down the field, and then the next two plays, we run to Zeke for 5 yards, which is awesome. I don't know, we don't keep running, and then next play we throw a 4-yard pass to Dez, and he pushes the ball in the air and it's intercepted, and that basically really. The dagger was getting deeper on that one. We couldn't stop them after that. Every third down, they would convert. So
And guys, for those of you guys who can't donate through Super Chat, you can help and support through Patreon as well. We are actually going to start posting some exclusive Patreon content. Hopefully when the new year starts, just because we're still trying to make sure we do things right.
It's going to be more. We can put videos that are copyrighted. I guess Can you? I don't know if you can do that.
I'm not sure. We're going to be looking into that. But either way, guys,
but it won't be G or PG-13. It'll be whatever it's on our minds. A little more, I guess, curse laced. It's not really My Cowboys Family. It's more My Cowboys.
More My Cowboys Family uncensored.
Exactly.
Again, guys, it's going to be probably again. Mainly just
it won't be on this channel.
It won't be on our main channel.
And it will not be with the kids. Probably.
But we're going to be letting out some adult thoughts on there as far as how we feel about the Cowboys. Anyway, and a few other things as well, guys. So make sure to join us there. Salulani, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Speaking of Jason Garrett, on his coaching future in Dallas, he was asked today about that. He goes, quote, "I'm not really focused on that." Then he clapped. No. I'm sorry. That was a good one, guys. Come on. I'm not really focused on that. I'm just focused on trying to do the best job coaching for this football team. We're going to get back to work and try to finish strong.
We're not trying to be cute.
And, the best decision, honestly, Jason Garrett, is to remove yourself.
Do the Cowboys a favor and just please.
And finish strong? What the fuck?
What does that even mean?
I'm sorry. I apologize. I thought I was on the Patreon. What the hell is he talking about, guys? Finish strong? What is it? Finish strong with what?
Exactly. So, Rexy.
Sorry, guys. I'll stop. I got to stop.
Let me see.
Speaking of Brian Broaddus, guys, Dallas Cowboy media. Again, I've been very critical of the local media, and especially Dallas Cowboy. I know they're paid by Jerry Jones, but you got to be real. I say Nick Eatman's probably the most real out of the big names.
And I think he's been the media reporter who's been there the longest as well, as far as
and Spagnuolo too. But Spagnuolo pushes it off, and Broaddus pushes it off, and Hellman pushes it off, and a little bit that Tay knows, she pushes it off.
And Eagleton
and Eagleton pushes it off.
All their main reporters.
Nate Newton pushes it off. Yeah. It's just a colossal crap. But Broaddus says, after replying to some people, on Twitter and other places, he said, someone said, "Great team." He said, basically saying that we do have a great team, a great, a team full of very good athletes, great players.
Or better stated, we know we have talent, and we've seen most of that talent outside of our rookies perform, and we've seen our rookies perform.
Yes.
So overall, we have talent.
And we've seen the well-oiled machine when it's conservative game calling, game playing by Linehan last year when we weren't sure about what we had going with Zeke and Dak. So we went conservative and stuck with it, and it got us 13 wins.
And we like Broaddus too, Cowboys Abroad. Don't get us wrong, but
we do actually. We've always said that. We've always said that he's one of our more favorite ones, especially when it comes to breaking down film and learning about football, real football stuff. He really does a great job, kind of like Vach Lombardi does that in the YouTube world here. So. And so does Law Nation. Fantastic.
And Alonso Flores, don't worry, guys. Little G, thankfully, Little G is feeling much better.
Yes, he's good to go.
Back to 100% from that flu that kind of kicked his butt all last week. But this is actually his vacation time with his dad. So holidays are split, so he spent Christmas Day all with me. You know, now he's with his dad for the next week, so you guys will see him back for 2018 to finish out, or, you know, to start off the new year. But Little G's excited too because he knows what's coming in the mail, and he can't wait. So, but thanks, Alonzo. I'll make sure to let him know, guys, that you guys missed him out there. So he has fun on the streams, as you can tell. Yes. He gets excited during the game.
Yeah, and Little J is also doing the same thing, spending the time with, you know, half the day with daddy, half the day with mommy. Yeah. And, you know, it's fun for her. She gets 2 Christmases. She gets 2 holidays.
Trust me, so neither one of the kids complains about Christmas.
So it's all good. You know, we have a good enough relationship where we know it's first and foremost about the child first. So, you know, we're doing the right things.
Guys.
Yes, family stays family. Yeah. So let me finish about Brodus, guys. So this person said, "Great team, failed by our coaching staff all year." I agree with that comment for the most part. You know, a failed coaching staff in general, yes. Brodus says, "Not a great team." Doesn't say anything about coaches. Yeah. Doesn't say anything about anything. Antonio Cromartie replies, "I agree, Brian." Basically with Brian, I wish people would stop blaming coaches. It's a down year. Coaches give the call to players that are supposed to trust to the call and execute it. Mm-hmm. So the Cowboys didn't have the same explosive plays they had last year. They will evaluate every player. Woo-hoo. Thank you, Antonio Cromartie. Go into the draft and get what they need. So this guy, Will Smith, and it's not the Will Smith we know, but anyway, he responded. This guy said, "Not true, bro. How do you pass the ball on 1st and goal? You know, 1st and goal on the 3 with Zeke back there, and then you pass it again, 2nd and goal. Coaches makes the calls." Now, even if they did do that run pass option, and Dak decided to try to make a pass out of it and missed Beasley, which he did. Once we went to the pass, he did miss Beasley, but he was under duress. Keep that in mind as well. I think Byron Bell missed his block in the next play. After we tried to pass it, it was a holding call on Byron Bell. He got taken back 10 yards, and then we got sacked. So it was like a Byron Bell disaster when we got to the 3-yard line, and we didn't run the ball straight forward, which is his strength.
Exactly.
So then Cromartie said it may not be the best call. So he's actually admitting it's not the best call to do that, but it's about execution. So the coach could call a flea flicker on the 1-yard line. You better execute it, and you better make it succeed. That's not how it works. That's shitty. That's shitty coaching. I'm sorry, just the truth. It's crap coaching.
I got some F&S bombs all over
here. I'm sorry, guys. It's past midnight over here. It's PG-13 now.
We'll save it for the Patreon.
Save it for the Patreon.
Oh, just kidding, guys. But yeah, Andrew DeCall. Yeah, Little G and Little J definitely make this channel.
That's true too. And when they're on here, we don't go crazy like this with the slipping up a little bit. We slip up a lot less.
Leilani's gonna stay till the end. Oh, but I don't know when the end's coming, guys. We just kind of said we were gonna come on here and see where the stream took us, but obviously, quite a few of you guys are just as frustrated as we are.
Hit that thumbs up if you're in here, guys.
So Hampton Brandon,
if you're new, hit subscribe.
Bring back T.O. I don't know about that.
No. I know he's a good, strong guy.
Thanks for joining us.
What's up? Hey, congratulations. We did say, Joseph, and to all the Eagle fans out there, Sixers AT, Eagles, whatever, Charlie Way.
CLK Sports says that Garrett called that play at
Which
the 2-yard line, that it wasn't Dak, that it was Garrett.
So Garrett called the run pass option with him to pass.
Again, guys, we're going to definitely look at it again.
We'll look at the film.
Yeah,
we are going to look at the film because we looked at it. We looked at it in the Green Bay game, and when he did that play, and everyone's like, "Well, it was a run pass option," so he decided to pull it out and not give it to Zeke. The play was called as a pass, even though it was a run pass option formation. So when he put it in and out, it was planned. The offensive line went into a passing block mode. Yes. So you can tell that just by the stance. Everybody who knows football knows that. That's simple. That's football 101. So my point is that when you see that, you know that the whole team knew it was going to be a pass. Did the same thing happen on this play? I think it did. I think Beasley was waiting for that ball, and it was open. He was like, "It's here, give it to me." And I think Dak just was under too much duress. I think Byron Bell blew the block, and that's the kind of stuff. It went from that play when Dak had to just, try to run it in, to the next play, which was a called pass play, which led to Byron Bell holding. And then that led to a sack on 3rd down, which took us a little bit farther out. Still should have been made by Dan Bailey, and that's on Dan Bailey, not on the coaches. But the coaches put Dan Bailey on the field. And I'm not saying he shouldn't make it. He should have made it. So that's that kind of thing. Des Bryant missing it. Dak overthrowing Zeke. Those things go on the players for execution. Execution. That's the execution part, guys. And that's where the people that are pro Garrett and pro Linehan, which I can't imagine there's any, other than the Cowboys local media, when you look at that, then yes, that's down the players, and that's where we lost it on those specific parts. But we didn't lose the game because of that. We did not. We lost the game. We lost the game on the coaching. When you're the 1st and goal on the 3, you do not. When you have Ezekiel Elliott, and you have Byron Bell who's blocking decently in the running game, you run the goddamn ball One first down, second down, third down, you get a touchdown. Trust me on this. The Cowboys would have scored a touchdown. It would have been a different game. And everybody here, from freaking Maine to Florida to California to Alaska, know this.
So Cowboys Hawaii said Dak said in his interview the play was a read option.
Read option. So that means it goes on Dak's decision in that. But I want to see the film. I want to see the film. I want to see what the offensive line did. That's what's going to give it away. They might hide it from the people that want to keep it, away from the coaches. Like the media there at the Dallas. They know it, but they're not going to say it. And people that don't know, not going to really challenge it. But some people out there do know. And again, I'm not saying maybe they did run block or go into the run block, and it was going to be more primarily a running play, or at least the offense thought it was going to be a running play. If they drop back into a pass, I believe, on the 3-yard line, you don't do that. In the 3-yard line, you run, you're going to pound the ball forward. Stop getting cute. They got to stop that. They got to just run the ball. Put Keith Smith back there, triple tight end, and run the damn ball up the middle, wherever. Run it. You're going to score in 3 plays with Zeke and the offensive line.
Put Zeke there, but I almost want to go back to that moment. It was really early on when the Cowboys said Garrett they didn't want to get cute.
Yeah,
and against that
was after the Green Bay game. Green Bay game is when he said we didn't want to get cute because they didn't want. He was referencing Dak sliding on the one, which I kind of agree with that. But he also was referencing the fact that they didn't want to waste time not getting in the end zone and then lose the game.
That touchdown that was too fast.
So he threw the ball to Dez, and it was incompletion, which cost us the game in a way. We did not have the Green Bay Packers use a timeout. Zeke would have an easy first down on the run. He had 2 yards away. He popped right in.
South Heaven said it. Zeke, Morris, Smith, and our O-line better pass. Shake my head. I mean, you got it right there, South of Heaven. Thanks for joining us.
Guys, check out his site. He makes jerseys, Cowboys especially, but all jerseys. So check it out.
Man, guys, it's just I'm still. It's a late night, guys. It's a frustrating, a good stream, but also very frustrating because it really does. It kind of just really brings to reality.
We had the possibilities, guys.
Like
we had the chances.
It's just like it almost feels like last year in the sense that I saw we were in the playoffs. We see this moment. We can see the victory just right there.
Well, I would say,
not only victory as far as the season, but success. Just success. We know our team can succeed, and we keep failing. And
in that sense,
I'm sick and tired of it. It just, if we couldn't do it, we would tell you why, and we'd tell you the ways to fix it.
Well, again, Cowboys abroad. Cowboys abroad is saying we should have run, but it was the quarterback's call. And even if it was, why not second down? Because he did gain like half a yard or 2 yards. He dove forward, try to get some yards.
If anything, it's more embarrassing than on 2nd and 1, second and goal.
On the 2, let's say.
On the 2.
We run the ball. They pass it. They went no backfield. I'm pretty sure it was no backfield. If they did, they didn't even. It was a called pass. Trust me. So. I know that. I remember that play for sure. I'm trying to. I'll go back, and we'll both go back and look at that one play and see how the lineman acted. And again, you could be right, Cowboys, because it still could have been called in the huddle by Garrett, by Dak, saying, "I'm going to pass this one. I'm going to probably pass it based on what I see in the on the defense." And the team kind of knew it was going to be a pass. Maybe by basically something he called out, they knew it was going to be a pass. You understand? So Dak might have made that call before he saw on the field. True, but so that would be on Dak. All right, I would say that's on Dak, but. The other thing the coaches can do, guys, and this is where you take the decision-making out of Dak's hands.
Exactly.
You make the call. You make first down and 3 on the your first and goal on the 3. What you do is you bring in 41, Keith Smith. You bring in 87, Jeff Swaim, and you bring in 84, James Hanna. And you put him on the damn offensive line, and you put Des Bryant in the corner. I don't care.
Zeke.
And you run Zeke up the middle or off the guard, whichever hole you want to run him through.
But you
the black
run
hole. I don't give a
there.
damn. You put him in there, and you run, and you get the damn touchdown. And we know, guys. We know it's a touchdown. Everybody in the world knows it. It's like the Seattle game when they went downhill and haven't done much since then. It's the Super Bowl when they were on the 2-yard line and they didn't beast mode it.
Yeah,
and decided to throw in the end and got picked and lost to the New England Patriots, which of course now hurts us because now they're tied with us in the Super Bowl.
So, and we have DJ Crown J with a $2 super
there
chat.
You go. Helping out.
Garrett is not going anywhere, and he goes up here, but I actually have an update, baby.
Update us.
So Dan R is Dano08
awesome.
or Dan0896.
All right.
Yep. So
what is it,
we're gonna go Dan0896.
Oh,
sorry, I read the 0 as an O. Sorry. Dan08.
Oh.
0896.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. So with a $10 Patreon.
Oh, really? Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
So I think he actually jumps up to number 1 right now.
Yes, he does.
So Dan0896, seriously, thank you so much, man.
Thank you, brother.
Again,
what did he say? What did he say? I guess I don't know if he had a special. Oh, he did to Patreon. So
yeah,
okay,
I don't think you can add a message.
Okay, I got you. That's
but guys,
good. But still good reading. So
we've been shooting around some thoughts and stuff. We are going to be posting some exclusive Patreon only content. For those of you guys who can help out through Patreon, and it is going to be uncensored in the sense of it will not be family friendly. So if you would like to hear more of those thoughts, other than what slips out of our mouths,
and it's not anything, guys. Don't get us wrong. It's not gonna be dirty or anything like that.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. It's just again. Curse words allowed.
Sometimes they'll be slipping.
So, but guys, it will be exclusive, obviously, only to Patreon. So if you want to help out,
we can't put it on here,
and to
guys.
see even more of my Cowboys family or my Cowboys fiancés, then go ahead and make sure to also support through there. But Super Chat, guys, is another great way you can help our channel. And guys,
Super Chat, we have something coming in the mail.
In the mail
soon. And we'll show it to you guys. But all you guys who go over 10.
Guys, just by being here, sharing your comments, liking, subscribing, sharing, all that stuff, that helps support our channel the most of all. So
yes,
please,
thank you.
To every single one of you. I actually want to take the time to do a shout out to all of you guys who are in the chat right now because it is late. It is a holiday. We've been streaming for
and we appreciate all you guys.
How long now?
I don't know, an hour? At least an hour.
It's 12:20.
Oh, okay, well.
So, and I want to make sure
we're rolling. It's one of those days.
Hello to all of you. So, Desmond Morris, Joseph Sirianni, Fire Garrett, D. Will, Amrit Trevetti, Cowboys Abroad, Alonzo Flores, Andrew DeCall, Hampton Brandon,
Andrew,
Tomboy69,
Tomboy,
Asad Lalani, Cowboys 42, South of Heaven, Dano.
South of Heaven?
Oh, so it is Dano. It is Dano. It says Dan0896 on the Patreon, but either way, just let us know which one you'd rather have. But Dano896, Barry B, Feigning JP, Breed901, all you guys, seriously, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And Merry Christmas. I hope I guess not anymore, but I hope you enjoyed your Merry Boxing Day. Merry Boxing Day. And if you're on the East Coast and you're anywhere else, it's a happy Merry Christmas. If it's still Christmas where you are at. So, are you too late for the Garrett bashing? Never, Eric Gonzalez. Down with Garrett. I want him out of there. But I'm tired of this crap.
I do want to clarify something of my Garrett hate. I guess you can say you got to keep one thing in mind, as we've been saying this on this entire stream.
Yeah,
it is a lot to do with Garrett not stepping in and not when it comes to Garrett, he's the responsible one. He's the manager of the team. He needs to see when the ship is sinking.
Yes.
You got to do adjustments, and you got to adjust, and you got to do something more than just the ticky tack ones that every coach does. We need to do real adjustments, and you cannot see that the passing game currently is not working. Okay, let's say it's Dak. It's not working. So will you still pass? You understand? And you allow it to happen. Now you greenlit Linehan to do this. Linehan's the first one to go on the chopping block. He's done with the Cowboys. But my point is that, we need to bring in somebody who's going to, if we could bring in somebody like a Norv Turner, let's say, and stick with what works for the team, which is running the ball and developing Dak Prescott, that could work out. He has been a proven offensive coordinator, not a head coach, but offensive coordinator. And he could develop someone like Dak Prescott. So, again, I think that would be somebody who would be helpful to Dak and also helpful to the team.
Yes.
And make Garrett look good. You understand? Marinelli, if it's a good defensive coach out there, I'm down. But Marinelli has done well with these guys. I think he's earned their trust. And I think they'll play well for him, especially the rookies and some of the veterans as well. So I think they respect him. They love him. So maybe it might be worth keeping him, especially with the job the defense has done. I do think their backs against the wall and poor offensive support. The defense has played lights out. So much props to the defense for the most part. Those third down and longs, though, gotta zip that up. And that might be Marinelli playing our corners too far back, 15 yards back, 10 yards back on 3rd and 9. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't believe you do.
DJ Crown J said he doesn't want to ban our website advertising, just a Google Hangout maybe Friday. So that is definitely something that we can set up, DJ Crown J. So
Google Hangout? Yeah, for sure. We tried to do it the other day with Space Cowboy. If you guys joined us for that.
Technical problems, or you figured it out, right?
I still invited DJ Crown J multiple times. So did Space Cowboy 17, and
couldn't get him on.
He could not log in. There was an issue, and I had an issue too multiple times too. It took a while for me to get into it. It might have been a Google Hangout issue.
So, you know what? I might have a solution for that. Let me research that, and I'll let you guys know in tomorrow's stream.
She knows her
just saying,
stuff.
guys. I'm a gamer, so I might know a thing or two about.
We'll see. It might be something. There might be some
chatting,
other ways of doing it.
We'll see.
And then I can take over, and then I know how to put it through OBS through our program here. That then we could add it into the chat. Okay, I want to have the chat. The chat is very important because we take questions from there in our discussions.
Yeah, and we want honestly.
And it's hard to do that with Google Chat.
Yeah, our channel is nothing without
the Google Hangout,
your voices being heard. I mean, you guys are so much a big part of the. You guys are the backbone of this channel. We give our thoughts and our comments and all these things, but the feedback from you guys and being able to do this whole back and forth with you guys is really what makes this channel so great. And we want everyone to see your comments on here so that, any of you guys who ever go back on our streams, you can really see what other people are saying, what we're saying, and kind of get a feel of what's going on. So, because you can get, just us talking, you might not get an idea of, what your thoughts are. I don't know.
Sounds good. No,
I always felt like that was the best way of doing it. So, but there might be a way of doing the stream without using Google Hangouts, but I'll.
All right, we'll do that. Either way, as long as there's a chat, like a link, I can do it. All I can do it and put it through here, so I can have the chat and I can have the whatever it is that we're going to use it, whether it's Google Hangout or not. But either way, DJ Crown J, you get your wish, and we are down. I'm very interested to do a talk with you on here. We'll still put you on here, and just let me know what day is good for you. You said Friday?
Yeah, Friday.
I'm trying to think Friday. That's good, right?
Friday works for us?
Friday works good for us, guys. We try to get things done and complete before we get on here, but let us know what time is good. East Coast time, Eastern Standard Time, and we'll let you know when's good. 8, 9, 10. The 10 o'clock is good for us. So, but
either way, we'll definitely try to coordinate with you and make sure DJ. We do a good time that works for you, and to let all the rest of you guys know as well, because it's gonna be great having DJ.
Yeah, we're gonna put that at the bottom.
Great thoughts, all you guys do. So it's gonna be very exciting.
Next stream, stream I'm gonna put down here. Friday, if we don't have a time yet to be announced, if we have a time, I'll put it on there. I'll be advertising it for the rest of the week. Good idea, DJ Crown J. We do what you guys kind of want to do within reason, and that is way within reason, especially with your input. So thank you, DJ Crown J. Aside from being the big champion last week, for being the leading donator, and he went over. I don't know if I should say it, but he went over $100, guys, and he and it was close. Let me put it that way. So Space Cowboy, much love, and all the rest of you guys.
And to all of you guys
Billy
who have supported and who are in here.
Yes, Slim Shady, Ghost. I'm trying to think of all the names, but you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Cowboys Abroad.
Space Cowboy 17.
Yes. So thank you.
Cowboys X Factor. All you guys, thank you so much. Wait, real quick.
Taco played great, Andrew. Yes, I agree. I think he played great. I think we get rid of Tyrone Crawford, put Taco in there, let him do what a first-round pick needs to do, especially in his second year.
And again, I
think it's the right time.
Getting to that point, he's starting to be more effective, and you saw by all those freaking holds that never got called that Taco was obviously causing chaos back there for Russell Wilson, which is why he kept getting held.
Correct.
So
I want to say one last comment before I'm done with my kind of news blog info. Jerry Jones said yesterday as well. This was today when he was talking with the media. He said about the loss of Seattle yesterday. Frankly, I'm a little numb. We relate to that, Jerry Jones, but you don't want to be numb. Make the right decisions. That's right. So frankly, I'm a little numb because of the way we started, the good feeling, and the uptick we had with Zeke coming back. All of that I thought would rule the day today. I mean, if you want to stop that kind of situation, Jerry Jones, you need to make some real, choices that maybe you don't want to do. I know it's about loyalty, and we appreciate that with your players and stuff and your coaches. But you know what? And it doesn't really happen because Jimmy Johnson was, the egos got in the way, and that was all mainly Jerry Jones. He cost us a 4 in a row, something that no team will probably ever do in the NFL, in NFL history. So I don't know. Let me go to some of your comments, guys. I'm trying to keep up. I'm not as good as Fiance on this, but I'll do my best. She'll be all right, guys. She's just eating something real quick. A little late night snack here before. We're kind of going to wind this down a little bit, but we know we're not 100% done yet. Yeah, that's true. We are winding it down now a little bit, guys. So, all right. Well, we got like 27 of you guys in here still. Make sure you don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Make sure you hit subscribe if you're new, and if you do those things, hit that notification bell so make sure you get all our live streams and our chats and all that stuff. So thank you all. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. We're gonna slowly, turn this thing down.
Well, it's 12:30.
Yeah, and we've got to pack it in.
Tomorrow's a normal day, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're back to our normal routines, our work schedules, and our life schedules. So
I want to get a few more of your final comments here, though, before we head out. So let me see.
And before you do that, I just want to
listen, JJ. Listen, JJ. Dano, I really hope, like, I don't know if any of you guys have any hookups out there. This is the time to use them, exploit them, and abuse them.
You'll be
tell someone to tell Jerry Jones.
You'll get that rolling at the bottom of this saying what you did
for life.
Yes.
So let me see.
You have a special stream for yourself at the bottom of the screen.
Feigning JP said, "I'm so sad we got put out of the playoffs. We're gonna be so dang boring. I don't like Crawford at all. He should have been playing inside."
I agree.
And then South of Heaven, Zillion now holding calls. So Jugman Chris, thanks for joining us.
And a zillion missed holding calls.
Yeah,
is what I saw. Yeah, I mean there was so many missed calls out there. And on one drive specifically, the first touchdown for the Seahawks. Watch that again, guys, and then don't get a heart attack. But there was so many multiple calls on that drive. On top of the other one where Russell Wilson got sacked by DeMarcus Lawrence on a 20-yard sack after 2 or 3 missed calls on the same play on DeMarcus Lawrence. The ref looking at him didn't throw the flag. But that's on a different drive. The drive that they scored a touchdown on, which was after Dez's fumble right before the half. That's when Russell Wilson on that drive, and they ran the ball multiple times. There was multiple holding calls. It was obvious. Taco was held multiple times. DeMarcus Lawrence was held multiple times. Oh my goodness, Ben Semedo was held at least twice. It was embarrassing. And again, I don't know if it all happened the same drive, but they all got hit on that drive. And then on one play, their offensive lineman moved. They called us for encroachment, being in the freaking neutral zone. And that was, and by the way, that's all during that buzzing of that. I still get nightmares. But we had a fire alarm here, guys, yesterday. You go about an hour into the stream, you'll see it from yesterday's stream. But
some young child somewhere.
But women,
the fire alarm here.
Not women and children. I don't want to say it like that, but I'm saying, my fiance and the 2 kids, they went outside for safety.
I made the executive decision to make us leave. So
I stayed here, hung in here.
Made his own decision.
I got brain damage from the sound here blasting through my ears for 20 minutes, but I dealt with it because I had to stay stuck to this screen watching the Cowboys and everything. I wish I would have been outside because everything I saw was horrible.
I was watching fiance outside.
And immediately as Dez fumbled that ball, which happened about 2 minutes after the alarm rang. It was an alarm, right? A fire alarm. The Cowboys' season was ending. I shouldn't laugh because it really hurts my chest.
It's not laughter, haha, funny. It's like laughter, like you cried through the pain.
Yeah, Des fumbled it. Holding call. I threw the flag so many times. I think it landed on my head. I didn't even know it. It was multiple. And I was looking for
that BS pass interference. I mean, all these things. Our offensive coordinator is horrible. Jugman Chris. Linehan's.
You guys can't be right.
Linehan's pretty much, DOA at this point by the end of the season. Feigning JP, it was very loud. Very, very loud.
But it was loud, and that whole time, and I mean, I think you guys came back right before the touchdown, and that's when it ended, and then they threw a touchdown.
Yeah. So
my ears are ringing the rest of the game for 2 reasons,
So let me see. Feigning JP said, "I think we should trade Dez for picks. He's not bringing energy to the
team.
We need new blood."
I agree.
Now,
we gotta make that decision. It's too much of the 2 years of this bobbling and then dropping the ball now this year. Are you kidding us?
Is that mine now?
We jinxed ourselves. Excuse me, guys.
I quit. I can't believe this exists. This whole place will be. I can't believe it. Where is it going off? Why is it going off? I don't think there's nothing even, guys. We have a faulty. Scott, we had 1 candle lit, guys. Fucking set off the fire alarm.
1 candle with 1 wick.
Well, guys, you got to see.
You know what?
2 in a row. That's a sign, right?
I think it's a sign.
There's 30 people watching. All of you guys, thank you for joining us. This has been crazy. We'll do a couple more minutes.
You know what, guys? We're keeping it real.
If someone donates, we'll stay another 5 minutes. How's that? We'll stretch it out another 5 minutes. It's like post. No joke on this in real life, but that was almost like post-traumatic syndrome there.
Yeah, Christian Ball, I don't know if you said fire that playbook, but let's burn the playbook instead. That's why the fire alarm is going off. It's a sign. Cowboys Abroad said refs have been screwing us out of holding calls for 7 weeks since JJ threatened to sue the NFL.
We have to evacuate again, Cowboys Abroad is saying.
Yeah, actually, I think we need to evacuate the stream.
I think that's a sign. We need to evacuate the stream for the night because obviously even my house has reached its limit of how much it can take of this Cowboys pain. Like it's painful to talk about this, guys.
HM, what's up in the house? Well, Andrew DeCall says, Andrew DeCall says time for a change. Cowboy fans, Garrett must go 2018, and he won't go because it would be a surprise if he goes. Not for us because we want that. All of us want that.
But it won't be. Well, how about this? Hopefully when Jason Garrett leaves this team, we're going to throw a Jason Garrett was fired party. We're going to do it right here on stream. We're going to have some sparkling apple cider for the kids. We're going to go all out, guys.
Guys, Andrew, I agree for sure. But Jerry Joe's not going to fire him right now. We'd be very surprised if he is. But Linehan will go. And that's going to hopefully they hire the right guys, the offensive coordinator who could really maybe make the difference and make Jason Garrett look good another year. Let him get the praise and again that was because Scott Linehan decided to do a conservative running offense last year because he didn't know what Dak and Zeke were going to do together without Romo, and he went away from his Romo gunslinging offense. He went to a conservative running heavy offense, and look what happened. This year, we went past crazy, and it went back to Linehan as if we had Romo. And that is the deterioration of this season, and the reason why Scott Linehan sealed his fate being no longer part of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sure soon after this season is officially over. Yes. I'm willing to bet money on it. I'm not going to, but I'm willing to bet money on it. And HM says a very disappointing game. Very true. Yeah. Jugman Lil Chris says we need bigger players like Julio Jones. We have Des Bryant. I know Julio Jones is a little more lankier and can do more in the air, but Des Bryant is stronger. He's just not being used correctly by a receiving coach. He's not being used correctly by Linehan.
That's really cool. Charles Haley and Tony Hill.
Awesome, man. That is awesome. I hope you got pictures of his signature and say, hey, what's up? Yeah.
Oh, just kidding, guys.
A long time ago, guys, when the second to last game at the Dallas Cowboys old stadium. It was against the New York Giants in December, and I was there attending the game. And I was there. But the night before the game, I was in a penthouse party of some sort. Not the magazine. At a penthouse of at a hotel or something. And it was just really cool. It was really, I guess, a lot of elite people there. I don't know how we got in, honestly, guys. But it is way before I met my fiance, of course. But it is. But
You're saying there were other women before me? How dare you?
the point is, I was there for the Dallas Cowboys for that trip, and the thing was I ran into Michael Irving, who was married at the time and had 3 women around him in a booth, and then I also ran into Leon Lett coming out as I was going into the bathroom. He was coming out of the bathroom, and I'm just gonna say he smelled like something green. That's all I'm gonna say. And I actually made a comment because I was having fun, whatever. This guy's huge, Leon Lett. He's a coach right now for the Dallas Cowboys as we speak. So he's still one of the defensive line coaches. Yeah. But Leon Lett, we discussed the fumble in the Buffalo game. We discussed the Miami thing, and he didn't want to discuss that. He was just like, man. But he still
sat and talked. In any kind of mood to discuss.
Exactly,
much.
And he still talked with us and shook our hands, and that was cool. And just saying. So it is cool to meet people like the guys you've met there. So that's awesome, man. Now, Lovie Smith, I wouldn't mind Lovie Smith actually to an extent as a head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Good call there, D.
You think he has the right attitude?
I mean, I wouldn't say he's my first choice, but he's definitely someone I wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I definitely want to do more research into who we would like to see as either a head coach or even offensive coordinator.
Offensive coordinator is the realistic one. Yeah, but yes, good job, Eric.
Cowboys abroad. Yeah,
Cowboys abroad. Yes.
So just get. Let me see. We should get some input on the Fratman Watch Bowls games. A lot of talent. Guys, we're definitely going to be doing a lot of draft stuff. So just because the Cowboys season is over doesn't mean we're stopping. We're still going to be providing guys with tons of Cowboys content.
365 we're going to try.
Outside of Cowboys stuff.
Yeah, sports.
Definitely still keeping up with the playoffs. Definitely some basketball stuff coming up. Still keeping up, of course, with the draft. Mainly Cowboys stuff, as always.
Yes.
Definitely some other stuff.
Throughout the year, guys, in the offseason, after football, I mean, there's still going to be other sports, but we're going to be any Cowboy news. Cowboy news is breaking on this channel, guys. So if you have your notification bell, you might want to, if you don't care about basketball, you don't have to watch it, but you can see our reactions to the March Madness tournament or to even the Olympics. Because, I mean, I'm going to watch the Olympics, guys. I watch all sports pretty much, especially when it's the most important and it's the elite athletes. So I enjoy watching all kinds of competitions. So if it's sometimes it's me, sometimes it's my mother, and sometimes it's the kids, sometimes it's us. So, but we'll be doing this all year, guys. We're gonna try to make this a consistent thing on the channel. We just love the growth. We love you guys. We love the interaction. It's a way of venting. You know, when we have a nice holiday, you know, aside from the Cowboy game, we had a nice holiday with our families, and we had time to bounce, and friends. And loved ones. We had time to bounce around to doing all these things. It was a nice you know, thing to do it, and this definitely helps. You know, vent for us as well, guys, as well as for you guys. So we appreciate being here for you and you guys being here for us.
Yeah, so, and Fiance definitely has a few other interesting football stories. You might have heard a few of them here on this channel before. My favorite's the Edwarder one, but we'll discuss that one another time, guys.
South of Heaven knows it, so check out his page. You might see an interview from the guy who actually harassed Worder. I was there to film it, and I have, you know, obviously I have copyright, you know, rights to that, whatever you want to say. Yeah. But I have, and that was, by the way, that was a viral video. It went viral, and it was on multiple sports channels as drops. What my buddy who was there in Dallas said. So it was, you know, it's something that we will post on this channel one day soon. It just has a lot of, it has a couple F-bombs, so that's the only thing. Might have to go on Patreon.
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay, now we know it's not us, guys, because the fire alarm's ringing for no reason all by itself.
When where's the fire? Oh, that one?
Give me just a second, guys.
I'll keep it going here.
While reminisce about yesterday's stream.
Yeah, I'm having.
I can't even reach it. It's like 14 feet in the air. What am I supposed to do to it?
Fan it. You know. So we're checking it out, guys. I think it's a broken fire alarm, man. So Dave Campo, hell's no, Dave Campo. And D. Will, yes, Zeke was innocent for sure. Kevin Sumlin bringing the Mad Hater. Let's see, boo Goodell time. Yeah, we all hate Christian Paul. We hate Goodell. Don't get me wrong. No, what's going on? It's craziness, right? There's no reason. So.
All right, guys. The fire alarm is our broken fire alarm that we've already removed, put in a separate room, and it started beeping for absolutely no reason. Don't worry, there's no fire.
Yeah, it's the Cowboys playbook burning. Christian Paul said that. Sheik Nez, somebody smoking in the boys' room. No, there's nobody else in the house. The kids are with our exes, with their other parent, and you know, we're just chilling tonight. And tomorrow's back to life, work, and
but
life
it's done.
stuff.
But you know what, guys? I think this is where we can end the stream.
More or less, yes. With a quick last shout out.
Peel the banana, Jason Garrett. Peel the banana.
Read between these lines.
Yes.
But yeah, let's give it a last.
Here.
Yeah, let's fix the glasses for a second. There we go.
Anyway, guys,
let's give a last shout out, baby. You do it great. As you get the names and stuff of the people you're gonna shout out, I'm gonna say special shout outs to the people above us here. Number one spot right now, Dano, you're awesome. You are taking the lead, 896 on the leading. You know, really the first full day of. We had 2 late streams last night. Like I'm talking about 2 in the morning out here, guys. Yeah. So I went all out. I had to voice my opinion, and I probably was a little bit too harsh. I think I've settled my mind on things today. Is a little better. Dano, so number 1 in place. Number 2 is Eminem, Slim Shady in the house. We hope. He's on the board in second. And DJ Crown J, last week's winner. Guys, he's
down the spot in this place. And number 3, number 4 is go 7, 4, 2, 4, 6.
And number 5 is to be announced.
Yes, guys.
But guys, I will say this regarding DJ Crown J right below here. We're gonna update that for the next stream and let you guys know that, you know, we're gonna do a special stream with DJ Crown J, and of course you guys too. We're gonna have the chat and you guys, and we're gonna discuss things. We'll bounce them, but it's gonna be a discussion between us and ourselves. And DJ Crown J knows what he's talking about, and he's a top subscriber. He was the winner last week. You get what you asked for, brother. So thank you, and you're all part of the family. So thank you. If you watch the ads, some are really good. Check them out. Donate. We got super chat a little while ago, guys. 115 subscribers ago, which was last week. So we got super chat active. You can do that. We have Patreon, which we have a couple of you guys that have subscribed there. Thank you guys so much. And we got special content going there. We got special things.
Very exclusive content only for that soon.
And we have a special customized content coming out to those that donated, whether super chat or Patreon, over $10 or $10 or more. And that, as soon as that comes in, we're going to show it to you guys. You guys are all eligible for it. We'll send it out as soon as we get it, but it's going to start with DJ Crown J. He's leader. for the week, and thank you all. Special thanks. Now throw out the shout outs for the rest of the people on the stream. This wonderful discussion we had tonight, guys.
Thank you
guys
for all your nice comments as well. A few of you guys are giving us lots of compliments.
Thank you.
I just want to say thank you, since I can't read every single one out loud, but we do go back on the streams. We try to read every single comment. We really do. So Cowboys Abroad, thank you so much, as always. Seriously,
peace, man. Have a great night, man.
D Will, thank you so much. Dano896. Thank you. Feigning JP, thanks for being here. Eric Gonzalez, thanks for being here. Andrew DeCall, Steve Scoggins, thank you guys. HM, Chicness, Christian Paul, thank you so much. South of Heaven, guys, if you haven't checked them out, check them out.
Jerseys.
Christian Paul, thanks for being here. Let me see. Ancient Brooks, what's up? Merry Christmas to you as well.
And special side thanks to all the moderators in the chat who have helped us, control some of the. We try to keep it family friendly, so
especially as our stream continues to grow.
We get more trollers in here sometimes, but hey, much love.
Trolls,
I know, but they're trolling.
No, yeah, but they're not trollers. It's trolls.
I just was making my own word. She's trying to millennialize me. Yeah, whatever you say that, because I'm not a millennial, but she
totally for real. But I guess Valley Girls existed in the 90s.
They did.
In the 80s.
Yeah.
So
80s.
Anyway, I guess not really.
No, they did. But I'm just saying, I don't go back that far, do I?
I'm saying you did. I'm saying Valley Girls did.
No, I know. I go back. I'm saying about 80s. What do I know about the 80s?
Let me see. So, Christian Paul. I mean, I think that's pretty much everyone. Juggernaut, Lil Chris.
Yeah, man. Much love.
As far as everyone I can see, So, thank you guys so much for joining. Tomboy69. Thanks for Assad Lalani. All you guys, make sure if you are still here, drop one final comment down here. Yes. And if you guys already know how every stream goes
but before that, we got to wish everybody one last time, even though some time zones. Merry Christmas, guys.
Wait.
Whoop.
I'm finishing the stream.
Boop, 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 boop. I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Time Boy, Fane, JP, Christian Paul in the house. Let's see what we got. What do we got? Merry Christmas, guys, and Happy New Year. Oops, sorry. There. Whoa, you scared the hell out. I didn't even look over. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas to everyone
We hope you
had
a great one with your family and friends and loved ones. Much love to the above here, donators. Thank you guys. Super chat and Patreon. Much love to DJ Crown J. Watch for our special chat discussion, football style Dallas Cowboys to end this season with DJ Crown J. And guys, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and the notification bell. And join us tomorrow, guys. We're going to do it again. We're going to do something tomorrow. It might not be as long as tonight. It definitely won't be as long as tonight. But we'll do something again tomorrow, guys. And we'll update you, as always, with all the injuries, all the news, any breaking news. We'll come with that. Maybe we'll hear Jason Garrett fired tomorrow. You know we're going to break that. You know we'll do it with a big smile on our face. So, guys, aside from that, you know how we end this thing. You guys already have said it. And we're going to do it again. No matter what, guys, win, lose, or draw, out of the damn playoffs, even if it's the player's fault, coach's fault, or Jerry Jones's fault, guys. It
doesn't matter.
Blue and silver is what we're about here. The star right above us. On us. Exactly. Merry Christmas, guys, and never forget.
As always.
Go Cowboys!
We'll catch you guys next time.
Peace. And go Cowboys.